What's going on, guys? It's Logan. I'm here with my amazing co-host.
It's your boy, Brayden Noble.
Yes, sir, and welcome to episode 13 of Actors POV.
Actors POV.
We're here, baby. Let's get it. Stop playing. 13.
We've been
13.
here.
That means 13 weeks, bro. Let's let that resonate for a second.
We've been here.
We've been here. We've been doing this. We've been doing
this.
this. Man, it feels good, bro. How you doing, Brayden? How's your day going, bro? How's your sunburn? Just tell everybody how you're doing, bro.
Yeah, we hit the volcano bays yesterday, and now we're feeling quite red like tomatoes. So I'm feeling good though. Tomatoes. I'm feeling good, man. I'm glad we're doing it earlier today. I feel hype. I'm warmed up. I'm ready to go.
Definitely. Yeah, no. So we usually film on Sundays or Saturdays. But dude, we got back from Volcano Bay and we're like, dude, we're so done. We just want to hang out, relax, chill. So we're filming this Sunday, I guess afternoon, noon, or sorry, Monday noontime, and we're gonna get it out tonight for y'all, all you guys out there. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, dude, we hit up Volcano Bay boys weekend. We had a really good time, man, and I am burnt bad because we played golf. Brayden didn't play with us, but we played golf on Saturday. And we were out in the sun for 5 hours. And then now I went to Volcano Bay the next day and got even more sun. So
we were out in the sun for like 7 hours.
I'm hurting, dog. I'm hurting. Yeah. It's not just putting the shirt on. I was like,
my shoes.
I know. But no, man. Other than that, though, we had a really good Friday too. We didn't spend a lot of time together, huh? What the heck? Friday, we went and watched Evil Dead Rise, which was awesome. Had a really good time with that. And then, we're gonna be reviewing that for you guys today, man. Finally, good to watch another horror movie. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
Was this our first horror movie review? No.
Yeah. No.
Yes. No, it is. It is. It's our first, right? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. I think this. I don't know. Probably not. But I think, is our first horror movie review.
If you count Renfield, maybe. But I don't think we've done a horror movie besides that.
Yeah, it's not really a horror.
Scream.
Not scary. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we've done a couple.
Scream.
Never mind. I told you.
All right. We're a little we're in the episode here.
It's right here, man. But no. Yeah. So it's good to do another horror movie, though, man. I love horror so much, and this was a really fun film. So let's just kind of dive into it, man. Brayden, give us that little synopsis, man, for Evil Dead.
Let's read up on this sexy synopsis.
Let's do it.
A reunion between two estranged sisters gets cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they faced the most nightmarish version of family imaginable.
I like that. Stop playing.
They know what they're doing.
Bro, we've got another really good synopsis, bro. Those
Mario,
are two good synopses.
what were you doing?
Just a one sentence. Bowser wants the star. That's all he said. It was like, all right, cool, bro. That's all right. We'll take it.
It's just Peaches, Jack Black.
Peaches. Yeah.
That's literally what this not Peaches, Jack Black.
Which, by the way, can get nominated for an Oscar, so it's gonna happen.
Heck yeah, it's happening.
You're gonna make it happen, bro. Stop playing. But yeah, no, man. Evil Dead Rise. Brayden hasn't seen any of the other Evil Dead movies. I've seen the remake and a little bit of the first one. But Evil Dead 2 is like the go-to for the Evil Dead movies. People love it. It's like a comedy almost, which is weird. No, not almost. It literally is a comedy. Really slapstick. So yeah, man,
so
we're
good too.
Yeah.
Did we play the game together?
We definitely did not play the game together.
No. I played it with one of my other friends.
That's you.
Good game.
Yeah.
Good game.
So yeah, man, it's a pretty consistent franchise. A lot of people love every single film from the franchise. There's no really bad duds. They're fun horror movies that are super gory and super bloody, which is not really my type. Like I said, I watched the remake a while ago. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was okay. It was kind of just it's an Evil Dead movie. And this movie, you could tell. We'll get into it when I get in my cons and pros and stuff, but this was definitely a follow up to the 2013 Evil Dead movie for sure, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, no, fun film, fun franchise. I just kind of want to let you guys know what our experience with the franchise is before we kind of start talking about this movie. We're still pretty new to it, but I do want to get to those films. Definitely experimenting.
I do too, and all the research I've been doing on it, like it's weird to say like on paper. Evil Dead is like arguably the best horror franchise of all time. Like they just like the ratings they have consistently. I don't know why. Like the fans love the films every single time. I'm not saying I don't know why. I've never seen them, but like it's just crazy. I never really knew about it.
and we're gonna be talking about that too. Our last segment for the pod is gonna be our horror franchises, top 5 horror franchises.
Yeah.
So you guys will hear our thoughts on that. Maybe Evil Dead might make it. I don't know.
Who knows?
You guys will never. You will know in about an hour and a half. But yeah, man, here we go. Evil Dead Rise. I'll go give my little 30-second summary on it. I think you went last time, Brayden. Yeah, a fun film. This is definitely an Evil Dead movie. I had definitely had expectations going into it. My expectations changed once I watched the 2013 remake. But I got what I wanted, and I got what I expected. And it was just a fun Evil Dead movie. Gory, great kills, blood everywhere. Gory, great kills, blood everywhere. That's what it is. That's what this film is. Fun though, a lot of good stuff in here. I did like the story that they try to bring into it in this film. That was kind of a standout compared to some of the other kind of gory movies. They try to really push forward a narrative here and a story, which I kind of liked. And the characters, they try to. They tried with them for sure. And I think overall the acting was really solid and just a fun film overall. So it was just a really consistent good film. There was not a lot of cons to it, but there was nothing standoutish in a way. That was big. No, yeah. You know what I mean? It was just a solid horror movie for me.
I totally agree. It was definitely like a refreshing horror movie. I feel like over the last few years, we haven't seen a film like this, especially probably for the big gore factor, but that's what Evil Dead is. It's like a whole bunch of just rip and go kills, nonstop, action packed, but in like the scariest way. I also agree. Like, I had expectations. Do I think it met them? No, but I expected a lot from this movie. So like, I understand, but great characters. I think, going into my pros later, the two leading ladies, they did an amazing job. The kids even were fine. I'll get later to somebody who annoyed me a little bit.
Oh my god! Let me open the door. Let me open the door.
I'm gonna smack the kid. No, I'm just kidding.
Just do it.
Whoa. Yeah, no, man. But the gore was awesome. The kills were dope, and the acting was phenomenal. Like that's I think where my expectation was let down. I loved the scaring. I wish there was just a little bit more of like that genuine fear factor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I loved it. I loved it so much. They did it so good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's probably in your cons or something, so we'll get to that. Never mind, I'll expand on that later.
We'll expand on that later.
I'll stop it.
We'll stop it there.
But no, man. That's a really solid little summary, man. I think we have a lot of the same feel in this movie as well. But I think there's some differences. I think there's a little bit. So let's go and let's do it. Let's start with cons, man. There's not a lot of cons in this movie for me at all. Because I don't think they really try to go for more than what it was, if that makes sense. This movie, and we talk about this a lot, Brayden, I love when movies know what they are, and this movie knew what it was, and it didn't try to experiment too much. You know what I mean? It knew it was an Evil Dead movie where it relies on gore and kills. That's what it is. And they tried a little bit of experimentation with the characters and stuff, but overall, it was just an Evil Dead movie. But yeah, man, and that kind of goes into my first con for me, which is it's a very common Evil Dead first act. It really a very common Evil Dead structure with the first, second, and third act. It's like, oh, they got the book. They accidentally get blood on the book, a lot more blood than should fall on the book, whatever happened, whether it's the paper cut from the remake, which is so stupid, and the amount of blood that went on it. Or I forgot, or he pricked himself on the little teeth or whatever on the thing. The teeth, yeah. And so much blood came out, and it's all of a sudden gone on his hand. It's like, blood should be still coming out. I don't know. Yep. It made no sense. But once again, it's an Evil Dead movie. So that happens, and then, someone gets possessed, and then the monster, and then they figure out that it's an alliance with the book, and then it's almost the same structure for me with like all the Evil Dead. It's just like, I don't know. There's no uniqueness to it. But once again, it knew what it was. So there's some negatives that come with that. You know what I mean? If a movie knows what it is,
it's like
it's
going to follow those horror tropes. There.
Yeah.
So it's like, nothing I bet you fans of the franchise enjoy that factor, but people like us who kind of just go for the movie just to see it how it is.
Right.
You kind of see the repetitiveness of it, and I can see where it can be a negative.
You're 100% right. And what's funny, too, like, we'll look at, like, Halloween, right? I love the Halloween 2018 movie, but it was pretty much Halloween 1978, just, it was a little bit different.
See, yeah.
But like, I go for Halloween because I love the franchise. So you're 100% right, dude. Since we're not really big fans of the franchise, we haven't seen the entire franchise yet. Like you said, we're going for the movie alone. And that can just be, so that's why it's not really a big con for me. It's just
It's
something
just
that
kind of like there.
yeah.
It's like, why'd you do it?
Yeah.
It's not like a bad thing. It's like, why? You
Why?
could have
What'd you
done
do, bro?
something else.
Just do something different,
Something more interesting.
But no, I'm with you there, bro, 100%. Yeah, so that's just one thing that kind of got me was it was just a common Evil Dead movie. So I'll
I
let you
totally
go
agree
next.
with that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I think for me, I agree. I really don't have too many cons. Maybe only like one or two, but that was kind of one of them. I kind of just like final summarize that. I agree. I felt like they could have done something more unique. Like we've already seen the book before, you know what I mean, with and like the dagger and all that. And it's just like it had to be a book again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And exactly like you said, like I thought the same thing when he pricked his finger. I was like, dude, one, it should have been like a drop. Two, this kid's hand would still be gushing. Like,
Yeah.
chill out.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It almost kind of felt like you said, like the Evil Dead movie. You know what I mean? So they in one light they accomplished that, and another light I can see why people like us were like, they did something different.
Yeah.
But I think my biggest con is like, and this is maybe like why the whole Evil Dead thing. Like I wanted to be a little bit scarier. Like I wanted more because when they played into that genuine fear, it was phenomenal. Like when those scary scenes happened, I was like, holy crap. Like I'm sitting here like breathing on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh God, no, dude. And I love when movies do that. And it's just it sucked that I wish it played a little bit. They focused a little bit more on that killing gore side than they did with that true horror. And that, like we talked about, goes with that Evil Dead vibe. So I understand. But for me, I built this expectation that it was like going to be terrifying. It was going to be different from the rest of the franchise. You know what I mean? So it's like we shot our shot. We didn't miss the target completely. We just didn't get the bullseye. You know what I mean?
We got on the board.
We got on the board.
Just not a bullseye. You know what I mean? Yeah. Got on there, bro. They had the chum. You know, they had enough chum. Just not all the chum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had the chum they needed.
Yeah, but I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I just felt like even like the mom, man, she probably was my favorite character.
Yeah.
And like her moments were so good when the demon came out, and I just wish like they did that a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, hone in on the good stuff is what you're saying.
Even with the oh my God. Yeah. Keep going. I got one more con.
No, that's my next con too. So look at us. So no, literally is my next con. But no, what you're saying is you wish that they would have, instead of trying to do what they feel like they needed to do because it is an Evil Dead movie and they feel like they need to hit all the points, they should have zoomed in more on the stuff that was intriguing in this particular entry. That's what you're saying. So stop focusing on what you think you need to do and just focus on what's working for this film. Because this is a very different film than the other Evil Dead movies. Like I said, I haven't seen all of them, but I know what each movie's about and what it goes for. I know pretty much how the movies go. I'm just saying I haven't seen them like on screen play out. What was the point I'm getting to? I just totally had a brain fart. Dang it, bro.
Playing into the actual fear instead of like doing what it thought I had to be.
Yeah, but I was gonna say something. I totally forgot. But no, you're right. Like that's pretty much what I'm saying. Is it felt like it needed to hit all the different points instead of just that's what I was saying. It's a very different movie. We haven't seen a movie like this where it's like the family and like this isolated apartment. You know what I mean? Because it's really hard to do. Yeah, no, seriously. There's not another Evil Dead movie like that. That's what I'm saying. So it's really weird. And it kind of gives off that quarantine feel, which I love. And if this movie would have been released in 2021, 2020, it would be a slam hit. Banger. I mean, it would be wild. But I think that's what they're going for, and it worked really well. But it was a very unique thing. I wish it would have kind of leaned more into the uniqueness of it instead of just trying to make it more of an Evil Dead movie than its own thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what threw me off. But
let's hear your next con, my last con. But I think we can talk about this one.
The daughter.
The daughter.
The young daughter. The young kid.
The annoying
kid, bro. I mean,
maybe you did a good job. I don't know the actress. Maybe she did a good job. Maybe that was your point. Maybe you're supposed to be annoying.
She did a great job. That's what the character was supposed to be. But God, I can't stand it. I mean, it was like, dude, me and Brayden, every time she would open her mouth, bro, she would say the most annoying or do the most annoying things in the world. Like, dude, it's already bad enough when you're watching a horror movie when like teenagers go toward the noise.
Your mother's eyes are white and blood is pouring out of her mouth. She's like, open the door for mommy and daddy. Daddy's gone. Daddy has been gone.
She just killed like 6 people outside your door. You know what I mean? There's a dead kid. You killed a kid outside the door.
Kid outside the door, and you're like, let's debate with this. Let's let her in. That's my mom. She wouldn't hurt me. She killed everyone else. Practically shot my other siblings, but not me.
You saw her hang
Yeah, man.
like Spider-Man and off the roof. Like the ceiling. I don't know what's like. That's not even just the only point. There's multiple instances throughout this movie where me and Brayden and Sean, we all looked at each other and we're like, what is happening?
Why?
Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Why?
That scene where she unlocks the door is like the utmost climax of her atrocity.
It's so stupid. Like,
Yeah,
and I understand you gotta, it's another way to get, kids are gonna be stupid, especially when you're like 5. You don't know what's going on. It's your mom. But like,
she was an intelligent kid. She goes, "You're gonna be a good mom one day, Auntie. Why? Because you're good at lying to kids." What the fuck?
You're okay. That's a good point. That is a really good
genius.
Point. That's a really good point, actually. You're 100%
right. And then you go and do that.
Don't try to make it intelligent when it does. You're right. You're 100% right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It just stresses me out even talking about it, dude. She was like I said, it's hard enough watching horror movies when like a noise or something is in the basement. Like, hey, let's go check it out. Let's go see what it is. And they go down in the basement.
Nobody would do that.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, dude? But and you have this girl, and she like I don't know. It just got really annoying. And like I said, that wasn't even the only instance. She did it throughout the entire film, and then even her little remarks and stuff. Like it was like just stop. You know what I mean? But that I wrote down annoying characters plural because they're like even the other even all the kids were annoying. I couldn't stand the son, couldn't stand both daughters. They were just annoying. Yeah. Like I wanted to focus on the good characters.
I like her better when she was possessed.
She was actually really good possessed. I'm not gonna lie, she killed it.
Exactly.
That actress did really good.
The son, he wasn't annoying, but it's just like
he
literally straight up says it. It's his fault. The whole thing was his fault.
Yeah,
and he literally admits it. It's like,
yeah,
okay. Well, now we see what the problem with the film is.
I just didn't care. You know what I mean? Like that was his problem. He wasn't annoying. I just didn't care for him. Like it's like okay,
right. Cool. Oh, you fucked up.
Yeah, wasn't the biggest fan of him. Wasn't really a big fan of any of the kids. I love the main 2 ladies though, which we'll get to in a little bit. But like then they go from their awesome storyline that I'm intrigued in and right to the kids. And but I'll talk about it in a little bit what I was wanting to get to. But yeah, no, that was probably my second biggest con. And then I don't think we have any more cons. But my
that was my last con.
My last big con actually kind of goes with the character thing. I wish it would have spent more time with the characters. Like I loved the story of the relationship between the 2 sisters.
But we know nothing about it. I agree.
Right. Why not dive into that?
About it. Like they're talking about since this happened, you haven't called me since then. They tell you, oh, I've been on the road. She's pregnant. Who's the dad? Like I had so many questions and they never got answered.
No. I
think that's the big thing for me. It's like, even if there's small things, but why did you do it? Why did you even make her pregnant if you're never going to like
really dive into it?
Because they almost killed it at one point and it didn't happen. So like,
I got 2 souls to feed on. That was a pretty good line. I like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was nice.
Just good. But yeah, I feel like I had questions that were just really left unanswered.
Oh, there's a ton of them, and really it was there was. I wish they would have spent time with the kids as well. We might have appreciated them a little bit more. Maybe the son would have been cool, because he played a big part in it. But like you said, man, their relationship was so awesome, and there were so many questions regarding, her life as was she the drummer or whatever, the singer, what was going on with the baby, what went on when she wasn't there for the, her sister. There's so many things there. Where's the dad? There's so many things there that I think was super interesting. And they also they talk about their childhood a lot and their childhood relationship and friendship. Like, they already gave us some scenes on I think we had 2 scenes where they were talking one-on-one, maybe even just one after those kids went and got pizza, right? Mm-hmm. Why not give us 2 more scenes of that? Give us an extra 10 minutes of explaining this stuff and we'd be okay. This is only an hour and 30-minute movie.
But if I drop the box of pizza, I'm picking it right back up. Like,
oh my dude,
that annoyed me so bad.
Everybody
and the girl, I literally looked at you. I'm like, she's gonna drop all the drinks. Why would you give the drinks to the fucking 4-year-old?
The annoying one too, one that doesn't know what she's doing. Apparently, she's intelligent, but
they have like 4 or 5 boxes of pizza. Drop them on the floor, and they're
a little bit messed up. Or 1 or 2 pieces might have moved an inch. Oh, I can't have it anymore.
You dropped the pizza? Did it fall out of the box?
No.
So you just wasted like $60 on it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Three
you know what I
pizzas.
mean?
Three.
Bring the pizzas.
Large. Probably
Stupid.
double
Maybe
stuffed
it's a
crust.
stupid thing to complain about, but bring the pizzas. Bring the pizzas. Bring the
That really made me
pizzas.
mad. I couldn't. I really seriously.
Dude, I know. That's why I had to say
I was
something. It
pissed.
actually infuriated me. I was like, why would you do that? Pick it up.
So now they
Learn
died
how
with
to
an
eat
empty
it.
stomach. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. That really bothered me. One thing I really did like when it came to the characters though, and this kind of we'll just kind of go into our pros with this, is like the little side characters we had.
Oh, yeah.
The was it
The old man
the
with the
Jesus
shotgun.
kid, the Christian guy,
Yeah.
the guy with the shotgun. They were cool. I actually really enjoyed them. But
I
I
wanted
don't
more
think
of them.
I wanted a little bit more, but I think they were meant to just be these kind of characters
The
obviously
hallway
that you
people.
just
Yeah.
they just erase and kill off quickly, but I think if we maybe just a little bit more, it would be
Yeah.
nicer.
Like an extra scene.
Yeah, just a little bit, because I thought the guy with the gun was creepy at first. Remember that first scene with him?
I would, because all you see, like, I just wish they didn't
What's
kill
your
them
name?
all in the same scene. Like,
Yeah,
everybody got slaughtered in one fucking
yeah,
moment. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It would have been cool to have, like, one of them, like, open the door almost and have someone try and come in
yeah,
and, like, realize the mom's, like, sprinting and, like, they can't, that, you know what I mean? Something,
yeah.
they could have done something cool with that.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, no, something would have been, and like I said, the shotgun guy was just creepy. I thought you could have maybe done something
Yeah.
with that, maybe made him a bad guy, just because
Yeah.
like I said, he was just like, it's nice to meet you, like just the way he kind of like his tone, his rhythm was kind of off putting. I don't know.
Yeah.
They could have done
No,
something
I
like
totally
that.
agree. Even had him
Um,
being, like, a selfish character, like, he's the one who escapes
right, like
or tries to escape or
like
something.
Night of the Living Dead type stuff, where it's like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that'd been awesome. I'd have loved that. Where there's like these character, these personalities that kind of come to a head. That'd been really cool. I would have liked that. These egos, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I guess we'll just kind of go into our pros too, with the character thing. Dude, what's her name? I have it right here. Alyssa Sutherland, dude. Oh my god, killed it as the mom. When she was
Fire.
possessed the entire movie, she was incredible. I mean, she is the movie.
Really? No, I
She's the movie.
100% agree.
She's the movie.
And the aunt brought a very powerful performance, and she was like the best choice. But
Yeah.
they could have replaced her, and like the movie would have still been not just as good, but like man, like the mom really was the movie.
She
She brought every
unreal.
aspect of fear to her character. I feel like made everyone's performances even better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at a certain point, she made me almost like the little girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, man. She one of my favorite horror movie performances I've ever seen. 100%.
Oh yeah. No, it was one of the best performances I've seen this year when it comes to movies. For sure. Top 3, top 5.
Yeah.
And people don't understand how hard that is to do, man. Going from just this innocent lady to being this evil entity, this demon. Like that's not easy, bro. And also like it's totally different. So I love that. I thought her range was phenomenal. I thought her line delivery was really good. The writing, I think dialogue wise, was really solid. And
Right.
and yeah, I had a really good time with it. So good job to her. And yeah, the aunt was incredible. Just the acting in general, I really really enjoyed. I thought
Solid
everybody
movie.
there was no moments where I cringed. Like and
Where
in
I
a
was
horror
like, damn,
movie,
you guys suck.
right, yeah.
Right.
And like in a horror movie, like a modern horror movie, that happens a lot. There's dialogue issues, there's acting,
Sounds
the line
cheesy.
delivery. There's some cheesy stuff, but this movie didn't have that. It was
No, I
consistent.
100% agree.
So I
Very
like that.
smooth. Very smooth.
Yeah. What'd you think about the
Polished
acting
very well.
yourself?
No, I definitely agree. I even the kids, like as annoying as they were, like they played kids. I bet you they're not annoying like that in real life. You know what I
No,
mean?
no.
So, I definitely think the mom, the aunt, led the movie, but
Yeah.
the kids, like I think the daughter, the oldest daughter, was probably my favorite kid. Like just when she turned paranormal, dude,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Like when she was like looking up at like the side and then like turns around like that, like I was like, oh god, dude.
She was incredible. No, and nothing too is just the cinematography, the shot selection. I really enjoyed. I thought
Yes.
the cinematography was beautiful.
And that's what
it-
can make or break a horror movie sometimes. Good
It- yeah.
cinematography, man.
Well, especially Evil Dead movie. Sam Raimi was the guy. Sam Raimi. This is what really launched his career as a horror guy. I believe was the first Evil Dead movie. And man, you could just almost feel his presence throughout this film with the shots. There were so many good, like the editing was beautiful through the keyhole. You know what I mean? It was probably one of my favorite sequences, or even kind of playing around with shadows and lighting. It was really well done. I thought the cinematography and the directing style was beautiful, and the editing was really solid. There's one One shot I wasn't a fan of, when the lady was running and it was like attached to her like shoulder or something like that. Remember that shot?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think
like
so.
that. It was almost like, when they attach like a camera to a car, like a
Hmm.
review
Almost feels
mirror
like a
on a
GoPro
car.
type thing,
Yeah, I didn't like it.
but
It
not
felt
like, found footage type. I get what you're
no.
saying. It's like an
Yeah,
in between.
it was really weird. I wasn't a fan of that shot at all. You could tell they were just trying to experiment, and like it was one of those things that probably looked really good on paper. You know what I mean? And then when they did it, like, oh, it works.
Or like you ever have like you do this stuff where you think in the moment it's or like even a self tape. Like I've had self tapes where I've like took me a while. I did. I'm like, damn, that was the one. I've gone back the next day. I'm like, holy, why did I submit
Why?
that? I'm terrible.
Yeah.
So like maybe in the moment it was like a long day. They're like, dude, that shot's fire. And then like watching the whole sequence back, it was probably like
And
it's already in there.
it might
It's
work for
already in
some
there.
people. It might
Yeah,
work for some people,
exactly.
just not for me.
I know what you're talking
It
about.
kind of it threw me off. I remember. I think I even said audibly. I was like, what was that? What are they going for
Yeah.
there? But yeah, no. The cinematography overall was gorgeous.
What was that,
though.
bro?
What are you doing, man?
What? What
Um,
the heck, bro?
you got another pro, bro? Before I go into some of
Heck
my
yeah,
pros?
man.
So,
No, yeah, I was gonna say one of my pros is actually like a lot of the gore factor. Like we haven't seen a
yeah,
movie that brought that much gore in a while, and it was like the aspect of the gore is like I liked the element that nobody was safe. Like we watched a kid get slaughtered, watched the old man with
yes,
a gun get slaughtered. We
yeah.
watched people die in different ways, you know, and not even just the gore. I feel like it's the whole horror effect. It was the elevator crashing, the building basically collapsing, like the earthquake, quote unquote, like all of this entity of like evil just possessing this whole movie is what really I feel like keeps everybody so in check and in tune the whole time. But man, like even the ending, like when it's the mom versus the aunt and like they do the wood chipper scene, like I think you even made a joke about a wood chipper or something like that. Somebody made a joke to me
No,
about a wood chipper.
I said at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, yeah, someone's gonna die in there.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I saw it.
yeah.
I was like, bro, I thought it was gonna be one of the like the side characters, like the guy with the
Like the
shotgun
guy,
and then the
yeah.
Christian guy, because I didn't think they were gonna kill the kids. I did not see that coming at all. And that's actually one of my
Yeah,
pros, the
yeah.
fact that nobody was safe when
Yeah,
the
yeah.
son got, what was it? What happened to the son? He got stabbed in like the
Yeah.
shoulder
So
and the
he got
neck, right?
stabbed in the arm, like the bicep, and then she stabbed him in like the shoulder neck area, like up here.
Oh wait, hold up, wait. I think oh my thing's kind
Oh.
of frozen on my side. Hold up, let me see, make sure everything's
Dee,
okay.
dee, dee, dee.
Okay, now we're back. Yeah, he got
I'm frozen.
stabbed a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah, I think
stabbed him like
so.
the arm and in the neck, and then I
Yeah,
think he just like bled out or died from that.
yeah,
But
wild stuff.
wild
Wild.
stuff.
Um, yeah, dude. I mean, the fact that nobody was safe. Like like I said, I had no idea that. I thought that's what I was
But when we
worried
saw her
about
chasing
too.
the kid, you and me both like I feel like almost like looked at each other like there's no way.
Yeah, no,
Like in the hallway, she's like
yeah,
chasing that kid. I'm like,
yeah.
nah. And then
What
all you see is this little carcass. I was like, what the
crazy? Oh, yeah, in the hallway, the little
yeah, I
kid,
was
he
like,
gets hit
that was
against the
the first
wall.
like kid death, and I was
Yeah,
like,
bro.
what the hell?
No, and that
I
was
was
a
like, they're
little
not
kid.
holding back.
He was like
Yeah, that
6.
was the little kid.
Yeah, that wild, bro. And
I was not
I
expecting
as bad
that.
as that sounds, I loved it because that shows that a horror movie finally has guts to just go
Yeah,
crazy. And
yeah.
I was listening to some reviews, man, before this, and a lot of them people were saying that they wish they had more comedy because it was so aggressive. But I feel like that would just take away.
Take away.
I
I feel
feel
like there was
like
enough comedy.
that too. I feel like there was plenty of comedy. And we don't need any more.
Yeah,
I think
it's a horror movie.
it's a horror. That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants comedy in movies now, bro. And Evil Dead movies, they have comedy in them, so maybe that's why they're wanting a little bit more.
Yeah,
But no, a lot of them are saying because of the kid factor, it was just a little too much to take in. Maybe because of their parents, you know what I mean, and that might hurt them a little bit seeing kids. But
I
like,
mean, like
it's a
let's
movie,
be
bro.
realists. If you were in that situation with your children, do you think you'd be laughing at any point? No,
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 nothing is funny. Nothing
no.
is funny
It's
about that whole
which is
situation.
why it felt real. It felt real, dude. These
Yes.
kids dying, and as bad as it sounds, I would have rather kept the son rather than the young daughter.
Oh my
I think
God,
that'd have been a pretty
yeah.
impactful death.
And I think
Can't
that'd have
stand
been
her.
almost more metaphoric with him surviving and stuff, having caused everything.
Right,
Or I don't know, something. You know what I
possibly,
mean? Yeah.
possibly. Yeah, no, I'm with you, but I think in the Evil Dead movies, the person that usually causes it Ash might have caused it in the OGs, but I know what in the remake, the guy that caused it was like the first one to die or the second one to die.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, he oh no, might have been third one to die because he got stabbed and it came back. But yeah, no, they're usually never the last ones to die. But I do like that. Like I said, it would have been a nice like
GG, bro.
symbolic thing. Nice little
Yeah,
symbolic
yeah.
thing.
Because I don't know if they're gonna set up for another one. They totally could. I don't
I
know how
mean,
it'd work because like half the family's dead, but
we'll get to the box office. Like you said, they pretty much doubled their money in the first weekend.
yeah. So
So they're
yeah.
they're doing great because it was originally it was supposed to go to HBO Max, and then they just were like, hey, the previews are doing really really well. Audience reaction is amazing. Let's just put it on in theaters, and I'm glad they did because they're making a crap ton of money now. So
Yeah.
good for them. I was gonna expand on something you were talking about. Yeah, the kills, bro. So this movie's actually not as gory as the 2013 movie. I thought it was going to be,
Really.
but it's not, dude. 2013 Evil Dead. You need to watch it. It
Dude, I
is
just saw it was I can get it on I can write it on YouTube.
YouTube.
So
Do
yeah.
it,
And I
bro.
couldn't
It
find
is
it.
wild. I'm not the biggest fan of it. A lot of people stand by it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I do like the premise of being in like a cabin. It's like cabin in the woods type stuff. But just it didn't really have like it didn't impact me like I feel like it should have. But no, it's stupid gory. This one's still gory though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a scene where there's like
And
blood filling
I
up
love
an
about to
elevator,
say, yeah.
which is such a good scene, by the way.
I looked it up. It was like, dude, they used like it's like 4,000 gallons
Yeah,
or something like that of blood.
which is it has to be like a tip of the hat to The Shining, right? Got to,
Something.
got to,
Especially
bro.
that elevator scene.
That's what I'm saying. So it was really cool, man. That scene was awesome. But just the moments like that, the kills were just so incredible. And
I love that hallway
and
scene.
you need that. Oh, dude, I think the hallway
That's
scene is
why I
probably
just
my
wish
favorite.
it was a little bit longer because like that was such a cool scene and it was just done right at in that one scene. I
And
was
you
like,
got that
damn,
one point of view from the little eye hole.
peak hole, and that's what made it so cool because you're seeing people. It was almost like, at least for me, maybe it felt like a stage play because like you seeing people run
Yeah,
off in the sides and then they're coming back and it's like it was still, and that's something I love about theater is when the show continues off stage. So like their chase, even though we can't see it, is still definitely happening. You can hear it.
yeah,
The vibe of when they come back in, you can tell he's being chased. Like it was
yeah.
so cool. Yeah, I love those shots. You don't ever see shots like that, really.
No, no,
You maybe see like a shot, the generic shot of them getting right up in it, like, are you there? Is somebody in there? You know what I
which
mean?
we got.
Yes, yes.
Which we got. But
They played with it more. Thank God.
it reminded me a lot of like Ari Aster. Like Ari Aster loves those types of shots. He loves to let scenes just play out from one point of view, which I actually really like. It's really interesting. And that's kind of the vibe I got from it. So I really like that. But yeah, just the kills overall I really enjoyed. I like the environment of it being in the apartment. I thought weirdly
Yeah.
felt isolated, even though you're in the city,
Because they were stuck. I liked that.
which is
That
very
the
hard to
earthquake
do.
happened. They were stuck in the building, man. That was fire to me. Because
Sorry.
it leaves you with that whole like you can't. There is nowhere to run. You know.
There's
what I
nowhere to
mean?
run. There's nowhere to run, but also like it's almost like the comfort the sense of comfort is right there as well. You're in the
Yeah,
city,
'cause you're
so
home.
you're one window jump away from like being on the street
Another. Yeah. Right.
and running into the city and being fine. So I really it reminded me a lot of Scream 6, where like you're getting killed, but that sense of comfort is right there. You're in the city. You know what I mean? I like that. It's almost like that
Yeah.
barrier of comfort is getting kind of broken into, which I like.
Yeah.
I like that feeling a lot.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. So yeah, the environment was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Let's see, man. I'm gonna go to my last pro for me, which is the special effects. I really like that they go more practical with these movies. You know me, when it comes to special effects, being a horror, I hate CGI.
Yeah, man.
It works in sometimes you got to make it work.
Exactly.
but-
In some instances.
Yeah, but when it's full of CGI, I can't stand it. Or when you're able to do practical effects, go practical. And Evil Dead movies have always stood beside that, and I love it. I thought the practical effects, they weren't as cool as the 2013 movie, but it was really well done for what they're going for, and I like that they kind of stood by that, because it's just 10
No, I
years
totally
later
agree.
after 2013, and they still stuck with the practical effects, which is awesome.
I think that's what honestly like really made the movie the vibe that it had. I feel like if there was so much CGI, we would have probably felt it was too cheesy or like
Yeah,
cliche.
which is
So
it's easy to do when you just have so much gore in a movie like this.
exactly,
You know.
so much score, so much money. Even they could have done it. They
Yeah,
really could have put a little bit in there, but
they did their
it's a
thing,
good
man.
thing that
Because
they didn't.
CGI is almost cheaper. You know,
Yeah,
when you're getting all this practical stuff, I don't know if it's cheaper necessarily, but it saves time. Definitely saves time.
yeah.
In the actual production process, not post production, but production for sure. But yeah, man, I think that's all my pros. Do you have any other things you wanted to touch on?
Not really, man. We were just jiving there. I was in agreement of everything pretty much. Like I can't think of anything else that we haven't really touched on at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just a fun horror movie. It's a fun
Yeah,
Evil Dead
this one
movie
was
that I
definitely a
think.
good, refreshing movie.
Yeah, and it's just a fun Evil Dead film. That's nothing special, but
Mhm.
it did what it needed to do. So
It was
it
sexy.
did its thing, baby. So now we're gonna go to our rating. We're gonna rate the movie out of a 1 to 10.
We're gonna rate this movie.
Brayden, I'll let you go first, bro. I'm trying to like I don't know how I need to rate this one, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do even actually.
I'm gonna give this movie 9.1.
9.1.
Yep,
Whoa, that's high. That's high. It's really high. Why'd you say that?
9.1 because I think they're really okay. If we're gonna compare it to Oscar movies, it's obviously different. But when I'm looking in the realm of horror,
Okay.
my realm of horror, and I was actually talking to Joan about this, it's very different from a lot of people. Um, I think maybe it's in between the realm of an 8.9 and 9.1. It's somewhere between those 2 points because I feel like there's just really not a lot bad with it. You know what I mean? There's some annoying characters,
Yeah.
but everything else I really enjoyed. Was it now this movie that like super stuck out? No, but out of like horror movies that have come out this year, it's probably gonna go top three.
Whoa. That's big.
Probably will.
That's wow. You
It
actually
probably will.
you like this movie a lot more than what I thought you liked it.
It's
For
weird,
me,
dude, because we do like over the last few days. I'm not even lying to you. Like I didn't like this film. Like when we were done and we sat down and we finished it. Like I was watching it, I was like, nah. Like in my mind, it was like a 7.8. It wasn't bad. I just didn't like it. Was just didn't like pop to me.
yeah.
But then as we sit here and do these every week and we talk about them more and more, and I like
Break down the
really
pros
start
and
to like,
cons. Yeah.
then it's like it's hard to argue when you got like 20 pros and 2 cons. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even like last week with Renfield, we got super nitpicky. You know what I mean? And I feel like almost this week, we're not super nitpicky. Like there definitely was the same like one or two, but like almost like you're getting very nitpicky then towards after like that one or two big con
Right.
that we have. You know what I mean? It wasn't like something like no offense like Shazam, but like something like Shazam or like Ant-Man where we did have like multiple. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where we're
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I would probably say this is better film than Shazam.
Oh
Probably.
yeah. No. 100%. 100% better film.
100%.
Yeah. I'm 100%. Um. Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 7.8. I want to go 8 out of 10. But it's not really a movie I'm gonna come back to.
And
So I'm
because I
gonna go
think the other
7.8.
thing is
7.8.
you've seen the other ones, or you've seen the remake, and
Yeah.
like you've seen a little bit of the first one.
Yeah. Well,
So
another
there's
thing
like a
too
comparison
is
almost.
your initial disappointment. I think, like you said, was your expectation. You watched the trailer and was like, "Oh my god, this is dope," which I did the same
Yeah,
thing. But then when you go back and you watch the remake, you're like, "Oh, okay, I know what I'm gonna get now."
yeah,
It's not the type of paranormal horror I'm into. If that makes sense.
yeah,
I'm more
yeah,
into the
dude.
ghosts. You know what I mean? The demon
Yeah,
type stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Which a
yeah.
franchise
That's where I feel
that's
like
in
the
my top
scare.
5 does better.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about. Stop playing.
stop playing with me.
But yeah, no, there's our rating, man. Really fun film. Really enjoyed it. If you're an Evil Dead fan, go watch it. It's a very Evil Dead
You
movie.
really like it.
You will definitely enjoy for what it is. So appreciate y'all. Everybody that's watching the review on YouTube, love you guys, man. Get ready for some more reviews coming your way. Watch the full episode out now. Let's get it, baby. All right. Oh, I should have also probably said like and subscribe, but whatever. It's fine. They'll do it. Maybe. We'll
Hey,
see.
yeah,
It is
hopefully,
what it is.
maybe.
But yeah, man. Now we got acting news, bro.
Some wild stuff here.
Loaded segment.
Some
If
wild
I'm
stuff here,
wild
Logan.
things, man. If I'm missing anything, let me know. I got quite a bit. Or actually, you know what? Let's go box office first, and then we'll go to acting news. Box office wise, Evil Dead Rise made 23.5 million. Opening weekend domestically and 40 million worldwide. And we got what's their budget?
19 million.
So they doubled their money.
That's crazy. That kind of like is a kind of a little bit of a cheaper budget, I feel like.
It's actually
like super cheap.
because it's HBO Max. They thought it was going to go streaming service.
Oh, you're right. That's what you were saying. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But they put a lot into marketing. So they made their money back. I don't know. No, they probably didn't necessarily double it with marketing, but they probably made their money back a little bit with the worldwide box office. But it'll do well in second weekend, I believe. Evil, all the horror fans are going to love it. It's a good horror movie. And then this dude, you didn't look up Beau's Afraid, right?
I didn't. Okay. I wanted you to tell me.
Oh my, dude. Beau's Afraid, the new Ari Aster and Joaquin Phoenix movie. Just give me like just tell me what you think, Brayden.
Do you know how much the budget was?
Let me look that up actually right now. I'm gonna look this up.
See, I'm so technical. Oh God, for opening weekend,
35 million was the budget.
Oh my God, dude, it's gonna be so bad. I would think it would make one. All right, you want me to be honest with you?
Sure.
Do you know why I think it's so low? I didn't know this movie was coming out until like 3 weeks ago because I think they did a horrible job at marketing. They did not release trailers for this movie until like 3 weeks ago. In my mind, for what the film should be, I would like to think it would have made 25 million. But for the fact of, I bet you they put like $100,000 into marketing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm kidding, but they did horrible marketing. Like for Evil Dead Rising, I've seen this trailer for about half a year now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe not that long, but you get my point. Yeah. 4 months.
Well, you know what's weird too? Midsommar had crazy marketing. I remember Midsommar coming out. I mean, that was everywhere, bro. And this is another Ari Aster, A24.
We didn't even know this. We didn't even know this was coming out until like a month ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we were in the movie theater, not even on our phones.
You're right. So, I only
were watching a preview
on the theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they probably made like 10 mil.
They made I'm actually off by $1 million for some reason, but Box Office Mojo, they made $3.1 million. $3.1 million worldwide. I guess they didn't release in any place other than the U.S. So they made $3.1 million on a $35 million budget, which is not good. Every single person I've heard talk about this movie said it was just, it's an Ari Aster movie where the visuals are beautiful. It's some of the best cinematography and direction you will ever see. But the story, it's just so confusing.
Yeah, I heard
That's what that movie is. $3.1 million.
I want to see it.
I want to see it too. It's Ari Aster. Like I said, his visuals alone will blow you away. It will blow you away. But $3.1 million.
That's nuts to me, man.
Crazy. You weren't expecting that, were you?
No.
Wild. So we need to go support it though, because it is a fresh idea. It's a brand new, it's a new idea. You know, Hollywood, obviously, a lot of remakes going on right now and stuff like that. So we need to support these fresh, new ideas. But it's sad. It hurts.
It sucks, apparently.
It's Joaquin Phoenix, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So there's the box office news. We'll go into acting news, I guess, right now. I just can't believe. Yeah. Let's get on a good note. Yeah, come on now. So, acting news, man. Kid Cudi joins a Knuckles spinoff series,
that was
Sonic,
so crazy to me.
which is awesome. Is he gonna play Knuckles or?
I don't think he'll play Knuckles because I think they already have the Knuckles cast.
Yeah,
or
with
unless
the
they're
Sonic
not doing
2.
that one guy.
Yeah,
I would assume they would. Hopefully,
hopefully. He did solid. I thought pretty good job. I enjoyed Sonic 2. But yeah, that's cool. I've always been a big fan of Knuckles and Sonic growing up, so I'm excited to see what they do with that. Man. Cool stuff. Markiplier, dude, is creating his own film, Iron Lung, based off the submarine horror game. He's gonna be directing and starring in it, and he wrote it.
So hype. I don't know if you know, he got nominated for an Oscar at like
What?
this last Oscars because he had his YouTube series that he did the TV show, something with Markiplier. It did so well on YouTube with all these millions and millions of views. It got nominated for like best web creator series or something like that at the Oscars or
Really?
something. Yeah, bro. I follow him on Instagram and I saw when it happened and I went and I tried to do like a fan voting thing for him. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
So did we read it off and not even know it was his?
I don't know.
That's
I don't
crazy
know.
though. That's
Yeah.
wild. No, yeah,
Maybe
that's
it wasn't an Oscar. Maybe it was like a SAG award, but it was a huge
might be
award like that.
SAG.
You know what I
Might be
mean?
SAG. Yeah, it could
It was a
possibly be
huge award
SAG.
like that. And I was
Yeah.
super confused, but then it was his because he had a TV show technically, but it's not like it's one of like the creator things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember it was like a big award and I was like super shocked. I was like, bro, this is an acting award. Like, what you get nominated for?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild. Yeah, dude, I grew up watching Markiplier, bro. Jacksepticeye,
Forever.
all of them, dude. I mean, the Bigfoot games, the
Yeah.
horror movies, so good, so good.
Mark was always my favorite though.
Jack was my favorite because of Happy
Really?
Wheels.
See, a lot of people were like, yeah, I always knew a lot of Jacksepticeye people who like love Jack the most, but I always loved Markiplier, dude.
He's good,
That
bro.
guy is
His
my day
voice
one.
alone is just
He's
awesome.
a top 5 like favorite YouTuber of all time for me.
He's gold. He's gold. So I'm happy for him, man. I haven't played Iron Lung. I don't know if you have. I don't know what it's about, but I'm happy for him, dude. He definitely
I've seen
deserves
him
all
play
of it.
stuff like Dredge, if you know what that is,
Yeah, yeah.
like the
Not
deep
not
sea.
yeah, not Iron Lung though. He loves
Yeah.
those types of games though, so that's dope. Courtney B. Vance is gonna be starring as Cobra Bubbles in the live action Lilo and Stitch, which I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work. Like, I was never listen. This is gonna be a big controversial take. I was never a Lilo and Stitch guy at all.
Whoa.
I did not like the movie. I was more of a Surfs Up, Princess and the
What's Surf's
Frog.
Up? Oh, dude, you're
You know what
speaking
I
all good
mean?
movies here.
That was kind of my. I was never a Lilo and Stitch guy, bro. Open season.
Open
Open season. Stop
season.
playing, bro.
Do not play with me.
That's what I was more into. So
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch was just weird to me. It was always like the weird. He was just the
Dude, I love
Stitch
Lilo
was
and
just
Stitch,
kind of
bro.
strange. You know, I don't know.
What?
It kind of as a
Not
kid
the
I just didn't like it.
boy.
Not the boy Stitch, bro.
Not the boy.
So do you like this casting at all?
I think I think they could have picked a little bit of a bigger guy, I guess. But like I think he looks pretty spot on. I think it's gonna be a good fit.
Yeah. No,
I don't
think
know
it's
how
good.
it's gonna be. I don't know. I heard that they have all of the original voice actors coming back to play different characters, except for Stitch. I'm pretty sure the guy that plays Stitch is still playing Stitch.
What? No, I
But-
thought it was wasn't it Zach Galifianakis or something? Remember we talked
Dude.
about that?
I didn't see that. That would blow
No?
my fucking mind, bro.
No, it wasn't Zach. It wasn't Zach. It was oh, I gotta look this up now.
Goes like that, Zach Galifianakis.
It wasn't Zach Galifianakis. I guess who's attached. It was a big name. Yeah, Zach Galifianakis, dude. I think he's playing like the voice of Stitch. Being dead serious, bro.
I did not know that. That's
Yes.
crazy.
So it's probably gonna be like a CGI Stitch. You know what I mean? He's gonna be doing the voice.
No.
That is wild, bro. Like I don't know how. I mean, I could see it. I could see it.
I could, but I already like his voice. Like you don't need to like go and fuck
Yeah.
with it.
Maybe like Hangover Part 4, bro.
Oh God,
Crazy.
crazy stuff there.
We get Alan doing the voice for Stitch. Adam
Commercial
Driver. Yeah, Adam Driver rumors regarding Reed Richards are getting super consistent and prominent, which it's like everywhere now, bro.
Literally bust, bro.
Dude, I mean, Reed, I'll take it any day. I love Mr. Fantastic. I would rather see John
Blue Ball.
Krasinski take it,
I was
but
like, they blue ball this with John.
I'll take Adam Driver. That's a great second choice. I mean, he's an absolute beast. He plays with smarter characters, and I'm sure he'd kill it.
Yeah, and I think it's cool because I can definitely see it's two different Mr. Fantastics, but I feel like they're both incredible, like with the two actors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'd be really cool, man. That'd be a big step for his career as well.
And he has that body. Like Mr. Fantastic was never really ripped. He was ripped, but he was like more like longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
and
was
that's Adam
his,
Driver's body
like,
type.
it was his stature more than like his
Yes.
actual physique.
John Krasinski was too stout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do like Adam Driver a lot more as Reed for sure. And then Insidious Red Door trailer dropped.
Bro,
The new Insidious
did you
movie.
watch it?
I don't like watching trailers. I watched a little bit of it, but I watched barely any, bro, just because they reveal too much. They show the entire thing in every trailer,
Well, I
especially
just
Universal.
didn't know they bring Patrick Wilson back. It's like the original cast from the
Yeah,
first and second.
Patrick Wilson's directing it. This is his directorial debut,
Yes.
which is I
It's
love
gonna
Patrick
be
Wilson,
so
bro.
good, dude.
I
Dude,
love Patrick Wilson.
he's the king of horror, and when I mean horror, like acting. Because, bro, two of my favorite. You might see later. I'm gonna say two of my favorite franchises here. He has played like the male lead in both of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, if anyone is qualified to direct this movie, it's him. Like, he's going to mime it, bro.
I've seen the first two Insidious. I've not seen any more.
Not seen 3 and 4. I did not want to watch them without him. I did not, dude. And that's so weird because I love the old lady, but it was on they're prequels technically before the events. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, I don't know how it worked. See, I never understood how that worked because she's in the 3rd and 4th as like still doing her ghost lady thing, like the older woman. You know what I'm talking about? The mom.
Yeah. She's in 3 and 4?
Yeah. Well, this is
it's a prequel.
Podcast. Yes, I think it has to be a prequel because obviously she dies in the fucking first or second one. I can't remember which one it was. She dies.
Right.
She dies right at the end of the first one. They pick up at the second one.
So do they DH her?
No. I think it's like literally like maybe a few months before like the first and second one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, no, she's still like old.
That threw me off. I was like, she could
yeah,
come
and
back,
that was
like,
what I never understood. And that's what I never understood because when the third movie came out, like I didn't like the idea that like we're moving on to a new family, and that's like how the whole trailer came out. Was like she was moving on to a new family, trying to help someone else, and I was like, but how if you're dead? You know what I mean? And maybe that's something like I just haven't seen the movies in a while, so maybe I'm missing something. Or it is just a prequel like I thought, but it never intrigued me. So when I saw them like in the trailer, it was like 10 years later. I was like, oh my God.
No, that's dope. No, I'm hyped. Patrick Wilson, he's like, I think he's one of the most underrated guys out there right now. Such a cool guy. Even like his interviews and stuff, he's just a very like humble,
you ever heard him
like
sing?
straightforward. I've not.
Dude, look up him and Barbra Streisand singing. Holy shit.
He's crazy.
He's phenomenal.
What does he do?
Phenomenal.
Like blues?
No, I'm pretty sure he's a stage actor as well.
Oh, he's musicals.
Yeah, he was singing like opera, like musical type stuff. Not like opera, but like more in that.
Spectrum. That's dope. I like that, bro. Hell yeah. No, I've always really enjoyed his stuff, man. He's an incredible actor, man. So I want to just watch this movie. Like I said, I gotta watch 3 and 4. We can do a ranking on the franchise too when we watch this film.
I'm just, as a kid, I was too butthurt. I was like, you took them away. You took my favorite characters away.
Oh, also the poster I think is beautiful. I talked about this. Dude, I have the Super Mario Bros. Poster right here behind me. You guys can barely see it. I'm going to hang it up. It's going to be right there. Don't worry. It'll be up there next episode. I'm putting it up today. I love posters. I say this every single episode, probably. I love posters that are just like that leave you asking questions that aren't every single character's face on one poster. I hate those, bro. I love when it's a mystique, a little ominous. You know what I mean? I like that. And that's what that red door poster is. It's literally the red door opened up. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need. Stop. That's it. That's it. So I love it. It's such a good poster. I'm super excited for the film, bro.
Yeah, I'm so
really
hyped. I'm so hyped.
Yes, sir. And that's pretty much all the acting news. There's a few other things going on, but nothing worthy of really, saying anything about. Do you have any other ones?
Nah. Whatever I send Chin stuff. I send you so much that I forget what I.
You send me a lot. Dude, that's all our DMs are,
bro.
Half is
actually important. Half is just memes.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, it's like 80-20. You know what I mean? 20% important, 80% memes. Love it. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for that. Now we got listen. We're gonna be doing our top 5 horror franchises. We have a lot of the same, I think. But Brayden has some interesting ones as well, I think. So he's saying he has some wild ones, some crazy ones. Brayden I'll let you start with your fifth favorite, man. We'll just kind of dive into it, man. What's your fifth favorite horror franchise? By the way, guys, a franchise is anything more than one movie, so it can be a trilogy, 2 movies. The It franchise is a franchise technically, so that's kind of what we're considering. So go for it. Let's hear it.
I'm really battling my number 5 because I had quite a few. And like I really want to just say screw it and pull such a questionable like have you sitting here like what the Brad?
I'm down. I'm down.
Terrifier. Terrifier franchise. Dude, Art the Clown, man. That is going to be the next big franchise. I love it. I think he is scarier than Jason. I think he's scarier than like Jigsaw, Scream, even like Chucky. Like he's scary. He's scary.
Yeah, he's freaky.
And now that like with that second movie coming out, like of course, you know, the first one didn't really have a lot of plot. I don't feel like they expected it to do as good as they did. But now that there's like a whole fandom behind it, oh my God, this is gonna be the next. Like it's gonna have 6 movies.
I haven't seen the second movie.
I've only seen I seen like the first 20. I can't remember why I didn't finish it. We watched like the first 20, 30 minutes of it illegally. Sorry. I'm like, whoa.
Whoa.
Potato streaming or something like that. Yeah, no, but we watched part of it. I think we were all just hanging out and it was kind of just playing in the back.
Yeah.
But I watched the first one I think 3 times now.
Yeah.
Very
it's a
good
good
movie.
one. It's a very good film. I love
Yeah,
it. It had me
and
dying,
especially-
bro.
Yeah, and
Super funny.
and yeah, when you look at like what my 5th was on here, like nah, I wanted to say Terrifier earlier, and I was like, I don't know if that's like even worth saying, and I was like, no, it is, totally it is, because I'm predicting the future here. I'm saying it's gonna go longer. I love the character, like I've always wanted another clown since It, but it's hard to do, and they've tried. A lot of people have tried, but they've never really done it in a way. It's like this character. I want more. You know, we don't know a lot about him. He doesn't die. You know what I mean? He has a lot of things that a lot of these other major horror icons have.
Yeah.
So I think it could really start to blossom and grow, man. So
like
screw it. Brad put it all on the table.
All right. Terrifier at 5. No, I'm with you. I love the first film. I think it's a perfect mix of comedy and horror. Like the comedy doesn't override the horror at all. Yeah. It's done so well, man. And like you said, he's almost like realistic in a way. Like,
yes.
It's like a rant, like it's like a creepy dude you see on the side of a street in a city.
And I don't want to make this comparison because it's a pretty big comparison, but like I feel like he has a lot of similarities to like Michael Myers.
Whoa. No, play.
Whoa. Like he's got this entity feel, like he's definitely like not, you can't kill him for some reason, and he doesn't speak. You don't really know, he's just there and he preys on you. But then like where he differs is like the comedy part, of course. But I think in the way of like as a specimen, it's like you think they're both normal people, but then they don't die. They're faster. They can just teleport almost. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah.
So I feel like I see comparisons there. Not saying he's, of course, the exact same, but
no,
I like that. I like that vibe. You know what I mean? I like that vibe.
I respect that.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely just, there's something to him. Like you said, he is like Michael Myers in the sense of he's not human, but he's not super, but he's a little bit supernatural as well. Like there's something to him. There's a mystique to him, and hopefully, unlike the Halloween franchise, they don't really dive too deep into that, and they keep that mystique to him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which makes him scary. So
and they
we'll
do
see.
just enough, so where you know who the character is eventually, but they never like overdid it. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like it a lot.
And that's where like, and it's, I'm gonna say this one. It might be on your top 5, but I'm just gonna compare it while we're on topic. Friday the 13th. That's why it's not on my top 5 compared to something maybe like Halloween, because I feel like they almost, and it's not even a bad way. I love Friday. Like growing up on Friday, it was amazing. But I do like that whole, like, I wish we knew a little bit less, but I feel like they just when freaking Jason went to space, like it was like, dude, just stop. Like, come on, man. Like the first 2 or 3 were great, and then like you send Buddy to space, and that's even like not even the worst movie they say. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's not my least favorite.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
I just wish they, I don't know. You You know what I mean? I just feel like Halloween did a little bit, tiny bit better.
Halloween has some bad entries, but I agree. I'm with you. No, I
Yeah.
100% dude. 100%.
What's your number five?
My number five is Friday 13th. It's right there, number five.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a franchise that actually you guys go to my YouTube. It's Logan, and I rank the entire franchise all the way through from my least favorite to favorite. And yeah, there's a couple franchises on here in my top five that have really good movies and really bad movies, and this is one of them. I mean, dude, you look at like the best of the best when it comes to Friday the 13th. My favorite of all time is the remake. Beautiful film. I think one of the most overhated films of all time.
I
It is
totally agree.
a beautiful movie.
One of the best horror remakes.
It's my favorite horror remake. It is. Oh, it's top two. It's up there. It's up there.
No.
Yeah, it might be number one. I don't know. But it is a beautiful film. It is the most underrated and overhated movie of all time for me. Period. I don't. There's no cons. The cons that people give this movie are cons you can give to any other Friday the 13th movie, and I've never understood it at all. It just makes zero sense. It's like, oh, okay, then what about this? What about, chapter 4? What about part 3? Like, you get into that a little bit, and then they're like, oh, well, it's different. No, it's not. It's the same thing. So I can't stand that, but
it's newer.
It's newer. Yeah, stop. And this is a franchise that has, like I said, a lot of highs. I mean, chapter 4, part 2, part 3. There's so many good moments in it, man.
The different versions of him too.
Yeah, and even the bad movies. I mean, my least favorite movie is probably forgot what I put at the bottom. Jason Goes to Hell is probably down at the bottom.
That's what it is for me. I cannot stand that in movie, dude.
Yeah, that's a bad one. But you go above that, and they're watchable. I can sit down and watch Jason X because of the cool kills in space.
Takes, like, you've now taken like him being like that abnormal, like paranormal being, and then you just fucking put the devil in the goddamn movie practically.
Yeah,
and
it's no, it's bad. That whole thing. It's not even Jason. It's these he's jumping from body to body. It's bad.
That's why SpaceX. I said SpaceX.
SpaceX.
That's why Jason X is at least a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it still feels just like a future, like a really like futuristic Jason.
Oh, Jason Goes to Manhattan. Like there's a couple that
Jason Goes to Manhattan.
Yeah, there's a couple that aren't great, but at least they're watchable. And I respect that a lot because there's only so much you can do with the Jason character. You know what I mean? I mean, really, this franchise, like a lot of franchises, is really only supposed to have 4 movies. And I thought Chapter 4 was a great way to end it off, even though I think it's a little overrated. People say it's the best Friday the 13th. I don't really agree. It's a really good movie, though. It's definitely up there. But they're supposed to end it there, and they're like, oh, we want more money. Then they got Chapter 5, A New Beginning, which it's not even Jason, but I like it. I actually kind of like that movie a lot, actually, New Beginning, where it's Roy Burns. I actually really like that film, which I know is a pretty controversial take, but I do. So there's some really good, nice little films in this franchise that I can sit back and really enjoy. And like I said, unless it's freaking Jason Goes to Hell, I can really sit here and enjoy these films for what they are.
No, I 100% agree.
And by the way, I'm really excited for the new TV show, Crystal Lake. I'm really hyped.
Yeah.
Can be dope. I would like a movie. I would like a movie, but it's okay. It's what it is. Yeah, it's my number 5. Brayden, let's hear number 4.
Don't hate me. But it is Halloween, man. Now, number 4 is Halloween.
It's in your top 5. It's in your top 5. I respect it.
And I don't know if this one's going to be on your list, but this was my original 5. I don't want to talk about it yet. I want to wait. I want to see if you have it.
Yeah.
Because then we can talk about it.
Right.
I'll bring it up after as like an honorable mention because it was my top 5, but then I got real bothered with that Terrifier pick. Okay. Halloween, man. Halloween, if I was not making like a biased, opinionated list right now, Halloween is the best horror franchise of all time. It's not really even questionable. I feel like if you surveyed the entirety of the United States, everyone's going to probably... maybe I'm speaking really big here for Halloween, but I really feel like most people would agree. It's just the classic. You know what I mean? When everyone thinks of horror, they think of Michael Myers, Halloween. You know what I mean? Yep. Freddy's there. You know what I mean? Freddy's really big. You know, Wes Craven did a really good job with his realm with Freddy and Scream. But I just, John Carpenter, man. Dude, it's Halloween. It's like it's been on for so long. I feel like it's probably got the best receptions out of the entire franchise. Is like people don't sit there how we just were with like Jason. We're like, why the f did they do that? You know what I mean? Even with the remakes, they don't feel like remakes. It's a continuation of the story. It never. Well, hey, well, I'm being nice here. I'm being nice here. But
So wait, before you keep going, I have to disagree. There are some really really bad Halloween movies in my opinion.
no, yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, no, I thought like H2O and stuff, and I was like, well,
You got to
okay.
think about Resurrection, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. You can go to Halloween
Yo, it's
6,
not
Halloween
even like
5.
where he doesn't even look like
Half as Matt.
Michael
He looks like
Myers.
just like a random homeless guy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't know. I just
But
like,
but there's a lot of good, is what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
yeah, I just feel like when you look at the franchise, it's just it. I don't know why. For me in my like life, I've always like like as you see, it's my number four. It's never even been my favorite. I personally almost like Friday the 13th better than Halloween. But
Mhm.
like for me, like it's kind of like how I wanted Ryan Garcia to win, but Tank won. Like you cannot undoubtedly say Halloween is the GOAT, even though sometimes I don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
My personally, I don't know if it's a GOAT. I just feel like in my realm of knowledge of horror, I feel like it's a GOAT.
Hmm.
Maybe that or like Scream or something. Like
Right.
maybe Elm Street, but I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, Halloween it's on my list, so I don't want to dive in too deep onto it. But I do love it to death, and like you said, there are a lot of good. I think Halloween 1978. It's my second favorite movie of all time.
Mhm.
It's my favorite horror movie of all time. It's probably the best horror movie of all time. A lot of people definitely put it up there. It's perfect. There's no cons. It aged a little bit bad. There are some things you watch, you're like, ugh. But overall, it's beautiful. It's what launched slashers. It's
Yeah,
what
bro.
really brought horror back to where it needs to be.
Your boy was sitting here like I'm thinking about it now. I was just like, I'm sucking out the franchise, and I'm like, yeah, there's quite a few bad movies.
There's a bad one. No, well, because
There's quite a
it's
few.
so easy to forget about them because you have Halloween
Such
1,
good
2,
ones,
and
and I think
4,
that's
and
why
3.
they are like people say they are so bad because it's like that movie, like Halloween one, is so fucking good, dude. It is so good, and like you said, it's like it's the grandfather. It started all of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like people weren't making films like that. Like maybe
No.
Psycho, but Psycho didn't.
Psycho was also 10 years earlier, or God,
Yeah,
18 years earlier. I think it came out 1960.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like it just wasn't.
It
It
wasn't it.
didn't
It
really lead
wasn't
to
the
anything
start of Sly.
crazy,
It was just
right?
another serial killer.
And then you had Texas Chainsaw, I believe, in 1974, 1972. But like that was a big, but it wasn't like crazy. Like Halloween, like you said, is what really brought it to the forefront.
Yeah. So I just feel like it's the granddaddy of horror.
It
I
is.
think it is. I think it
When you
is.
hear
It's the poppy
everybody
of
knows
horror.
what it
There's
is.
no other horror theme in history that
Yeah,
is iconic like
you
that.
see
You know what I
that
mean?
maybe Jaws, but I feel like Halloween's up top. And
But
you
yeah.
see that mask, and you're like, that's Michael Myers. You know what it
Mhm.
is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I like about it. But I'm with you, bro. Yeah, Halloween's a phenomenal franchise, dude, and the first 4 movies are really, really, really good. I mean,
Yeah.
really good. Um, yeah, I'm with you on that, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna dive into it a little bit later. My number 4 for me is Scream. I think Scream is
Okay.
probably the most consistent horror franchise out there.
Yeah. I started thinking about that again. I'm
Yeah,
like, at what are they at? 5 films now? We saw the
yeah,
fifth.
6. We saw 6.
Six. It was six. Okay. Out of the sixth, yeah. I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, when you were telling me about like the first two, and then the third, kind of like only the reason it didn't go the way. Like it just seemed like it would have been like the golden boy of horror. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
The term golden boy, like kind of like just like the prodigy child. Like it
Right,
would have been
right, right.
I'm not saying it's not, but if it would have gone, I feel like on that trajectory that we had talked about that one day at Universal, when you were kind of telling me like how they were supposed to go with
Oh,
the
how I was
third
supposed to
film.
go with Matthew Lillard coming back, and then kind of.
Yeah.
I agree. That
I
would have
think that
been.
would have probably made it probably the best horror franchise of all
Oh,
time.
100%. For everybody that doesn't know,
It would have
basically,
been like an Evil Dead, like super consistent.
yes.
It still is.
And basically, for everybody, I'm just gonna give a small summary on this. You can look it up yourself, more in depth. But basically, Stu was supposed to be alive, and Matthew Lillard was ready to come back for Scream 3, and he was gonna be orchestrating all these attacks from jail and like this group of high school kids. And high school kids are gonna be the ones killing, whatever, kind of like Scream. But basically, Matthew Lillard was gonna be orchestrating it, and it was gonna be kind of revealed. And I believe it was going to be a final Sydney and Stu battle or whatever. But it never came to be because Columbine happened and teenagers killing each other. It was kind of weird. which is why they got Roman in Scream 3, who was like, was he 20-something or 30-something? So it just didn't really work out. So they had to switch the entire script around last second, which is why the movie kind of felt weird. But even with Scream 3, like Scream 3 is probably the worst movie in the franchise, easily. I ranked all the Scream movies, and I think I put 3 at the bottom. I might have put 2021 Scream or 2022 Scream down there, but was not a fan of that one at all. But
5?
5 might have been at the bottom for me. But it was either 5 or 3. But even those movies are still really enjoyable. You can put on those films and really enjoy them. And the first Scream is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It once again changed horror, just like Halloween did, in the sense of slashers were in a really bad place. Nightmare on Elm Street had Freddy's Dead. Friday the 13th had Jason Goes to
Freddy
Hell.
versus Jason at this point, brother.
Yeah, it was bad. Horror was in a really bad place, and they didn't know where they were going with it. Halloween had Halloween 6, and it was really bad. And Scream brought it back, and Scream brought this whole new thing of, I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Faculty, the remake craze that came back in because of the meta stuff. You know what I mean? You brought, which I know you love. It
love
created,
the meta. That's why I love Scream, man.
Stuff, which really, New Nightmare was the first really meta movie. It's the Nightmare on Elm Street movie, New Nightmare, which is one of my favorites.
Bro.
What?
He's just meta. I like him a lot because of how meta he is.
One of the greatest horror minds of all time with John Carpenter. I mean, what he did was incredible. New Nightmare, I think, is one of the most underrated horror movies of all time. Once again, it's a film that I think it only has 2 kills in the entire movie, I think, which is definitely crappy. It definitely, we needed a little bit more than that. So because that, it kind of feels a little underwhelming, but the story is what drives that film, and it is beautiful. So yeah, anyways, my point though is that Scream finally kind of brought us to the forefront and created this, what horror is today, and the big remake craze that we're still experiencing today. So just a beautiful film overall with and just a beautiful franchise. Like I said, there's really high highs and then just good movies. So
yeah,
you love to see it.
No, man, I totally get that.
Yes, sir.
My number 3, you're like, really? But dude, it's probably like the one horror franchise I really truly like consistently grew up with, I guess. Okay. Weird enough, it's Saw. Love Saw, dude. I am a huge Saw guy. And a lot of people don't like it because they think it's like too gory over like horror. But like in a weird way, that's kind of my horror. Like I don't like this is gonna, controversial take. I don't like cliche slashers as much as I do like the paranormal stuff or like the gore. Like that's why I think I like Evil Dead a lot. Because like it is a slasher, but it had brought that paranormal vibe.
Yeah.
And whereas Saw, it's like this whole movie franchise is like you're a puppet in this guy's game. Like it's just one giant chessboard and you're just one of his pawns. And these guys are constantly like, it's funny because you see it from the perspective of them, but they could have always made a movie from Jigsaw's perspective. And I think it would have just been just as good. You never get to see, like, you get to see his backstory and why he's doing all this, but like, we never got to see him as the main character conducting his things. Like, even though these movies are revolve around him and his game, it's constantly a different new protagonist that tries their luck at escaping his game, and it fail every time.
So you know what's interesting about the Saw movies? I don't think I haven't seen them all.
I love the girl. They have her. She's like the pig. If you like when Dead by Daylight, that's what she's the pigskin. Yeah, she was in like I don't want to say it was the first. It was the first or second. And then she comes back and you find out. Yeah, I thought it was the second.
I think it was second.
And she comes back and she's a new like Jigsaw kind of.
Yeah, I haven't seen all the Saw movies, but from what I've seen, I really enjoy them. That's one franchise I need to get to. It's on my list of franchises I need to watch when it comes to horror, because I haven't seen like 3 movies.
The traps are so unique, bro.
Really unique, and there's not a lot of reoccurring ones. And the one thing that here's a really interesting take. I actually wasn't a fan of the lore once they kind of started explaining who Jigsaw was and what was going on with that. I like the mystique of just these guys. You can go even was it the third Saw movie when it's a big group of people, or is that the second?
Oh, dude, where she gets pushed in the needle pit and stuff. Are you talking about that? It's
yes.
Like 2 girls and like 3 guys or something like that. I want to say that's is
third, right?
Because the needle girl, the one that gets pushed in the needle pit, she ends up being the pig.
Sure. Was that second?
She's
that
the one
second,
in the
game.
I think it's the second.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Saw movie.
I agree,
and it was so good, bro.
So good.
But
because the first one, this is something a lot of people don't know. First one was a extreme low budget feature film. It had $45,000 budget. And when I found this out, I was like, what the hell? But when you think about it, Saw 1, they stayed in one room with two guys, the only two actors, and they're chained up the whole time. They don't do anything. So you could honestly just write them out, maybe $10K each.
Yep.
Probably didn't take long to film. They had one location.
Yep.
They had to pay for one location, two actors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, it's crazy how, and that's why I have so much hope with like when I talk to me and Logan, we talking about writing scripts. And I'm like, yo, they can do it. And like now, like freaking Chris Rock wrote his own movie about it. You know what I mean?
So that's something I want to get to too. But yeah,
that's
no,
film.
It is. But no, it's definitely a franchise I enjoyed. I liked it more when you didn't know anything and it was just random people thrown into this game. It felt more just weird. I don't know. It's creepy because it could happen to you.
Because when you feel like, I just don't, because eventually you find out with him having cancer and stuff, like it just makes him so vulnerable. And I don't like that. I like the idea of seeing him, like, I don't know if there's a scene where he's at a book signing and people don't know it's him. Like, you know what I mean? He's just at a book signing. They don't know it's Jigsaw.
Yeah.
And I think that's super cool because like it is still like you are finding more out about him, but like it's almost in the way of like you're seeing how big his game really is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more worldwide than it is just what we're seeing on screen.
Right. Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely liked it when it was more kind of grounded, which I know you hear me talk about a lot. But no, a really fun franchise. I need to get back to it and rewatch all the films. I did watch Spiral when I was filming season 2 of Sweet Magnolias, I think. I think I was filming season 2 of Sweet Mags. I actually enjoyed it. People hate that movie. I know I'm in the very small, really. Yeah. I'm in the very small minority. It's not it's really not a Saw movie.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's more of Chris Rock's character. It's almost a plot twist movie. I'm not going to say what the plot twist is, but it's not a Saw movie. It's basically Chris Rock is like this detective. These murders are going on, and it's basically he's trying to put this puzzle together.
Yeah,
not a Saw movie at all, but it's awesome. And these people getting these traps and stuff. Like there are traps.
That's what I've seen. I
people got their fingers ripped off.
About Saw the most is the traps. Because some of them, it's extremely obvious on how to get out if the team work together. And there's certain situations where people were put in the room by themselves to die. And you just, like literally,
you don't know what to do.
You're granted luck. And then I've seen some people and I've literally looked at the traps and people analysis on YouTube, like just whoever. And they're like, they've come, like there's this one trap and I can't remember which one it was, but they deem it pretty much impossible. Like you would not be able to get out within the time frame that they give you, and like you can't get out. So it's like that's really intriguing to me that you like. It's almost like you pick people,
Yeah, it's messed up because then you put yourself in that position. That's what I love about it. You know what I mean? You're almost
like,
there with
the character. One with the really fucked trap? Yeah, or would I be with the rest of the group.
And even if you're the really bad trap, how would you get out of it? You know what I mean? You kind of play mind games with yourself of, oh, maybe I'll do this, I'll do that. I'm with you. It's such a fun franchise because you can easily put yourself in that position. Yeah, I love it. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you 100%. But yeah, just a really fun. Definitely watch Spiral. Just be ready for not a Saw movie. It's not a Saw movie.
I've seen that.
Chris Rock's did a really good job.
You know what I'm talking about? There's like a sand scene or something. No, maybe not sand. It might be like chicken feet or something.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Right.
I think
I've seen that. There's like 3 of them in there.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. There's the guy gets his fingers ripped off, slowly. You literally see his finger like get ripped off his hand. It's crazy, dog. It's so much fun. But no, there's some good stuff on there, bro. Definitely watch it. Let me know what you think. But yeah, Saw. I like that. You said that's your number 3?
That's my number 3. What's your number 3, Logan? What's your number 3?
Jaws. No, I'm joking. Nightmare on Elm Street is my number 3.
Bro, if you would have, I would have just been like, nah.
What do you like about it? Jaws 1. That's it.
Jaws 1.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, dude. This is such a beautiful franchise. I love it. I actually watched it probably. I watched it a little bit growing up. Didn't watch the whole franchise. And then I think like 2019 is when I finally watched the whole franchise, and I fell in love with it. It's a beautiful, beautiful franchise. This is what I like about Nightmare, that this is something you really can't do with Friday or Halloween, is you almost can't take it seriously. So you enjoy a lot more movies and a lot more entries. I love the first 3. I think the first 3 movies are incredible. Nightmare 1, Nightmare 2, and then Dream Warriors. I mean, they're incredible. 4, 5, and 6 are really hard to get through because that's when people call it MTV Freddy because the 80s. And, Freddy Krueger started kind of becoming this slapstick guy, and
come here, bitch.
Not even that. Like he just
Dude,
became
that's my
so
favorite
stupid.
line. That is my favorite horror line ever.
What is that? Is that from the 5th movie? It might be from the 5th. But and there's good moments in those movies. I mean, in the Dream Child and everything. The motorcycle scene where the guy starts to become the motorcycle. The skull. The cockroach scene is really weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Like she starts to become the grasshopper or the cockroach or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I've seen the one that has always stuck out to me. I remember this scene so vividly. I don't know why. Where he took the ear thing. I can't think of what they're called first. Like you use it for earwax.
Oh, cotton swab.
Yeah, he put like a cotton swab in the dude's ear and was like twisting it and it kept going farther.
Yeah.
I can't remember which film it's from, but that's like that one scene that vividly I remember from like a Friday movie.
Nightmare. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I said. That's what I said, bro.
Yeah, in Nightmare. There's that one. The one where he's like eating something. Is he eating off the plate? There's like the dinner scene. He's eating something off the plate. I can't remember if it was like his eyeballs or if it was like people. I forgot what it was, but it was weird, dude. And there's some really good dream sequences in those films, but they're so slapstick. It's like,
especially births himself out of the body.
Dude, especially Freddy's Dead. Freddy's Dead, I think, is one of the most unwatchable horror movies for me. I cannot watch that film. It's just like It's full on MTV Freddy. There's some funny moments in it, but Freddy's Dead, which Johnny Depp, was Johnny Depp in it? Johnny Depp might have had like a cameo, I think. I think he had a cameo in it. I might be totally wrong on it, but I think he had a little cameo in it. I've only seen Freddy's Dead once. I haven't seen it again. And yeah, it's not a film that I can get into. But then you have New Nightmare after that, which is one of my favorite.
What do you think is the biggest thing? I know you keep saying like MTV Freddy, but like what about it is like the bad, like the worst things to you think? I've never seen it, so I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like, what does MTV Freddy mean?
Like over
more
the
like
top.
Funny?
Yeah,
okay. Just extra.
If you watch if you watch MTV in the 80s, that's what it was. It was extra crazy, wild, like
MTV
funny,
Crabs.
Like, yeah, it was. Yeah, that kind of thing. Like that's what Freddy was. Like it was MTV Freddy, which it was very weird, and it's what they were going for. There was no seriousness to the character. That's why I like the first 3 the most.
Freddy's coming for you.
Like, they're serious. Like, it's this guy that kills kids in their dreams. This is a serious thing, bro. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then they had a lot of comedy in the 3rd movie, which is why I don't like it as much as a lot of people. But at least they had some serious factors in it. After that, it just gets full on comedy, and you're like, what is this? But then you have New Nightmare. New Nightmare, like I said, is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's super underrated, I think, and was the first meta movie that Wes Craven did, and it was beautiful. Super underrated. It was Scream before Scream, basically. Have you seen that movie yet?
Which one?
New Nightmare.
Is that the CGI one?
No, that's the remake. New Nightmare is the you need to watch it. It's so basically all the characters from the OG movie come back. But they play themselves. They play the actors of themselves. And then Freddy Krueger, this demon entity. It's not really Freddy. It's more of a demon entity version of Freddy.
So wait, they play, like, if their character was, like, let's just say...
let's say Heather Langenkamp, the girl from the original movie. She plays Heather Langenkamp herself. Dude, it's so meta. So it's like me. You know what I mean? It's Sweet Magnolia show, but I play me. It's like that.
Okay.
So like you were literally in the life of Heather Langenkamp and Robert Englund and John Saxton, right? Like the guy, the cop from the original one.
So is Robert Englund like fully killing like 100% way through?
It's kind of confusing. You have to watch it.
Okay.
You have to. Okay. I don't want to spoil it. It's really weird. You'll see.
But are there moments where they like are all like stop and they like talk to each other and stuff?
Yes, this was so cool. They call each other, dude. It's so dope because they're like. Like even Wes Craven's in it. He plays himself in it as well. So
Yo,
dude, it's Heather Langenkamp goes over to Wes Craven's house and they try to figure this thing out itself. It's so cool. It is dope.
really?
The
That
one
sounds
bad thing,
fire.
it's really good. You're making me want to watch it again. The one bad thing, like I said, is there's only 2 kills in the entire movie, and the other bad thing is oh my god, you think the kid in Evil Dead Rise was bad? The kid in this movie is so annoying. It's Heather Langenkamp's kid. Can't stand him. I mean, he is just. He's
Goddamn annoying.
no. Every time he comes on screen, no, he's like actually super annoying. So that's my only cons with the movie. I wish it had more. If it had more kills, it would be probably my favorite Nightmare movie. But it's really solid. And then after that, you had Freddy vs. Jason, and then I think right, yeah, Freddy vs. Jason, and then you had the remake, which I actually like the remake a lot more than most people.
I like the remake.
I actually really like the remake. It's my everybody has a guilty pleasure movie. That's my guilty pleasure movie.
I don't even think he looks like super bad. Like I understand. Like I think practical effects is a little bit better.
Yeah,
but I don't think it looks terrible.
I don't think it looks terrible either. I'll sit beside that. I will stand beside it. The CGI isn't great throughout the movie, but it's watchable. And there's good concepts like the micro sleep and all that. Like the acting solid. Like the writing's really not good in that movie. And the directing, the directing's good, but it's nothing standoutish. But the writing is not good, but I still love it. The dialogue is horrible, but I still love it. It's one of those movies that I know it's bad. I get it, but I love it. You know what I mean?
Get it, bro.
I get it. Because you know why? It brought the serious Freddy back. That's what it is. It was a serious Freddy Krueger, and that's what I liked.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. All right, Brayden, let's hear, you number 2 now?
Top
two, bro. This is where it gets serious.
All right, man. This is where people are going to be like, wow, Brad, really? Of all time? Are you serious? I don't care. My top 2, none of you probably, I mean, maybe some of you had picked. I don't care. My number 2 is the Insidious franchise. Insidious was the start of a new generation of really good Paranormal Activity. Whereas I think Paranormal Activity is a fantastic, we talked about this, fantastic franchise. And a lot of people don't like a lot of the movies, and I understand, and I agree. Like there's, you and me talked about, there's like a good, did you say like the 6 maybe that they made? Is it 6?
Something crazy like that, dude. I've only seen the first 2 Paranormal Activities, and then the Next of Kin, which I think is a very underrated movie.
I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think, and that's,
you need to watch it.
I don't think I have. I think
so scary, bro. I mean, it's freaky.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I just love those movies, and I just think Insidious did a little bit better. I think Patrick Wilson was they have a consistent cast for the first few, and that's what I liked. And we've talked about this with the Red Chapter. I didn't watch 3 or 4, and I know that's like you're Brad. You can't think it's your number 2. You don't watch 3 and 4, but I'm taking the movies for what it was. Like, you know what I mean? I could go watch 3 and 4, and I will obviously for this 5th movie.
Yeah,
but even with this 5th movie that I'm so excited for, that the 3 and 4 have nothing to do with this franchise. They're almost kind of like.
Well, and like we talked about, a franchise can still be 1 and 2 movies. I mean, like, or 2 movies.
Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
Who cares?
And even like with Evil Dead, they're branching their own thing off.
Yeah.
So they're just returning back to the original story. But dude, Insidious, when I first saw that movie, like changed my life. Like made me this is a franchise that made horror my favorite genre. I don't know why. Like there's a lot of like the music's amazing. I think the cinematography is so underrated. I think it has like the shots in this movie are so different from most horror movies that you'll see, let alone paranormal movies. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because it has this found footage, it doesn't have the found footage actual like carry of it, but it has the feel of some found footage. Yeah. It has the feel of found footage. So
but it one thing, so I like how you said it did what Paranormal Activity did, but took it to the next level, because they add substance to the story, and it was actually a like it's not just there's a ghost haunting the house, which works, and it works for Paranormal Activity, but which, by the way, the first Paranormal Activity is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It's probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. But what I like about Insidious more is the fact that it does have substance to it. It's a real story. There's characters you actually care about. Not that you don't care about the characters in, Paranormal Activity, but they have more substance here. You know what I mean? And like you said, there's actual character development going on. There's a story here that we're trying to unravel,
Yep.
So I'm with you, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we touch on so many other more. I'll let it speak for itself. Insidious is a phenomenal series. And I just think the first 2 films, like, they're in a one-night thing. Like, literally where the first film ends, the second one picks up. literally.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's the same
yep,
scene.
yep.
So I just think it's like such a great two-part installment. And like I said, I think it started that whole generation for like Annabelle to come and like the Conjuring and like kind
Conjuring.
of just set up those movies up to be more confident, I feel like, in themselves because
Yeah,
Paranormal Activity almost ruined it. And like the first few started it, and then as it went on, they were like, ugh, these
yeah,
movies are kind of shit. People didn't
yeah,
like the paranormal vibes of movies anymore. And then Insidious came out and completely flipped it back on its ass
yeah,
and was like, no, we are fire. Bum,
yep.
bum, bum, bum.
Yes, sir. No,
Yeah,
it's good
man.
stuff. I'm with you. And also one of the most iconic jump scares of all time in the first one. You just can't beat it. That music.
Dude.
Oh my god, dude. James Wan, I love
No.
you. I love you. James Wan's one of the best just horror guys of all time. I mean,
Bro,
he is
oh my
unreal.
God. And the actual, yeah, let alone from the soundtrack, like the actual composing. Oh my God.
Scary.
Probably has the best eerie music,
It's really
dude, for
good.
me.
It's really,
I
really
love the
solid.
music in that. Yeah.
I'll give it to you, dude. Good stuff. No, I need to get a 3 and 4, and I'm excited for the 5th movie just because of Patrick Wilson, bro. Which kind of
Dude, love
goes
that guy.
into my second too, which is the Conjuring. I got number 2.
Yeah, man.
I love The Conjuring. It's dude,
Well, this is
bro.
actually funny because I'm going next, and my number one is The Conjuring.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we can talk about it together. The Conjuring's beautiful, dude. And by the way,
The best.
by the Conjuring, I mean just the first, like the
One,
Conjuring
two.
movies. 1, 2. We can talk about the third one too. One, 2, 3. We'll bring it in. I guess we can invite it. You know,
We'll unpack
whatever.
three, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, man. It's like a family reunion. That one person you have to invite. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah,
part of
yeah.
the family. Like it's like you feel bad if you don't.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude. So, The Conjuring, and I don't. And this is not including the Nun and all the spin-off ones they've done. We're just talking about the Conjuring movies.
I mean, even if you could even with the whole, if you want to go
If you wanted
franchise
to,
aspect, they have a great. You could even because Annabelle's technically related in their
yeah.
universe. You
Annabelle
know what I
is
mean?
the Nun. That one
La
weird.
Llorona,
Yeah, that
the
too.
curse of La Llorona.
Yeah. There's a couple in there. I haven't seen some of those though. I've only seen the first Annabelle, and I haven't even seen the Nun yet. So I don't know if I need
I've
to.
seen I've seen the Nun. I've seen the two Annabelles in the prequel,
Yep.
and then I've seen the first two Conjurings. I just haven't seen La
You haven't seen.
Llorona
You haven't seen
and
Third
three.
Conjuring.
Nope. After, dude, I'm
This
not
would
gonna
be
lie to you. It is my
interesting.
favorite franchise, and when I heard everyone talk about it, I just didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust me.
I did not
you
want
know,
to ruin it for myself.
it's yeah. We'll get to that. But no, The Conjuring, bro. This is the first Conjuring movie. I think is one of the best constructed horror movies of all time.
It
Like
might be my
best
favorite horror
movies.
movie of all time.
And people listen, when it comes to horror movies, they're usually not the best made. And usually when I rank my favorite
But
horror
this
movies, you'll see a
movie-
lot of entertainment, right? It's more of like, oh, I really had fun with this movie. This movie, like you said, the first
Could have
Conjuring,
gone for an Oscar, like realistically.
100%. And I've seen, when it comes to I Love
The
Paranormal.
fact that Get Out got nominated one year, and like or the year it got nominated, or whatever it got nominated for that year, and you're not going to nominate The Conjuring.
20, yeah, because Conjuring was 2013, right?
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what was going on in 2013, but this had
Dude,
this
such a
needed
good
something.
film.
I mean,
Such a good film.
the acting, the dialogue was beautiful. The writing, the character development, the fact that you
picked it-
cared for this this family. Like it did what Evil Dead Rise didn't really do, which Evil Dead Rise wasn't really going for this type of movie. But I'm just saying, like, you cared for all those kids. You cared for the mom. You cared for the dad. You cared for
both
Ed and Lorraine
families,
Warren. Yeah,
Exactly.
you cared
you
for
care
all of
for the
them.
Warrens and for the actual family. And that's what's
Yes.
super cool about it.
And that went on into the second movie too. You cared for their family and Ed and Lorraine. Like, and Ed and Lorraine, it became this like some of the best, probably the best horror couple I think out there for sure. Like they're just they're so likable, man. And what
It's real. Like I'm not
very
saying like
real.
these are all 100% true of whatever happened. Like Ed and Lorraine are real people. They are ghost hunters. They've had these movies are based off the experiences they've gone through, regardless of everything happening to them. I just think that makes it so much more interesting too.
Yeah. No, I know you. When you get done watching that movie by yourself at like 2 a.m., bro, it's so scary.
You're, like,
and then
looking
it
around the
says,
room, like-
and then you see the real pictures pop up in the credits, and you're like, why?
Yo,
You know what I
who's
mean?
here?
Yeah, I know.
Yo,
You start
Ghost
looking
Orb?
around, bro. You turn the
Listen,
lights a little.
Ghost
Use your
Orbs?
phone flashlight. Ghost orbs. Stop
Ghost
playing. But no, dude, creepy stuff, man.
It's a
one of the
mimic.
most, dude. One of the most. It's a mimic. Dude, one of the like most scary things of all time, dude. Was it Bathsheba, right? Bro, it's so scary, man. And just a really well done movie. And the second movie too, not as good as the first, but a really
Yeah,
well done,
dude.
movie. And
But I
why
only
they
feel like it's like
didn't
a point or two under. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not like one of those where you're like oh the sequel shit. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those like it's just the movie. The first one's so good, it's so hard to top it. But I feel like it
Conjure
was a perfect segue.
right. Conjuring 2 is a great movie. And it's not I don't want to say it's not far. There's a big gap for me, but it's not in a bad
Really,
way. Like the
really.
first Conjuring for me is like a 9.9, and then Conjuring 2 maybe like an 8.8, which it
Really.
seems close, but there's a big gap there for me. Like
Hmm.
this, the first one, dude. It's so well
So good.
constructed. It's so good. It's so
It's
freaking
so
good, bro.
good.
It's
I
so
can't
good,
even
bro.
argue with you because it's so good, dude.
It's really solid. And the Conjuring 2, I love what they did there. They brought in a new aspect of things. You know what I mean? The kid getting, possessed and them talking through the kid. Really like that stuff too, man. And it was still a very, very scary movie. Then you get into the Conjuring 3.
Yeah.
I saw this in theater when we were doing season 2 of Sweet Magnolias. And I was not happy at all walking out of there. Number one, there's nobody in the theater, which is kind of cool. It was just me and my dad. Literally, that was it. We were like on one afternoon, we're like, hey, let's go watch The Conjuring 3. We did. And it was creepy because we were by ourselves. But like the movie, they took the fact that we love Ed and Lorraine and made them the forefront of the movie and focused on their relationship, which I don't mind.
Because I know they do have like the whole trial thing and stuff.
Yes. But The Conjuring 3 took a really cool concept. It's not a bad movie, but it's
It's just
not
different.
good. It's different. And it's
Hmm.
different from what they should have done. And it almost is Hollywood, if that makes sense. So they basically take all the crazy possessions in the first two Conjuring movies and give it like a $50 million budget on top of it. And they like it starts floating. Like it felt like I was watching like a blockbuster, if that makes sense. And I feel like what makes the Conjuring movies so scary is the fact that this could happen to you.
It's like the
And the fact
genuineness of
that
it.
this is just a normal family in a normal house. This movie
Yeah.
was almost like it was unreal. I'm not saying that it's realistic, the first two Conjuring movies, but I'm saying you can believe it. The third movie, it's like the way that everything's happening. It's like oh, we made two good, really good Conjuring movies. Let's go even bigger. Let's go even crazier. And that's what they did.
Instead of giving us another like story to chase. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. And instead of focusing on the characters that are being possessed and are connected to the possessed or the possessed guy, whatever, that's the killer. They focused on Ed and Lorraine more.
Well, yeah,
And
I didn't mean to cut you off.
another
I just
thing.
thought about
Okay,
something.
good.
No, no, you finish. You finish real quick. I'll
The
remember
court
it.
stuff. Why not? That could have been more of a like bring more of that in. We
Yeah.
barely saw that. That was barely in the movie. And from
Yeah.
what I remember, at least, I haven't seen the movie since I watched it in theater because I didn't really care for it. But I
Yeah.
remember telling myself, why not focus on that? I actually really enjoyed the court case stuff. And they just wanted more, let's just more possession. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It was like, no, bro. Like I'm really interested in the court process, which is a
Yeah.
big deal when it came to this real life story because this really happened. Why? And you're already focused on Ed and Lorraine, so why not give more of that? But they
Yeah.
didn't focus on the court stuff enough, in my opinion, and kept focusing on the possession aspect of it, which I wasn't too big on.
Well, and you made a comment earlier that like it's really actually relevant when you see it play out. Like the nun. The nun was such a beloved character. Like the nun was so scary and people were so intrigued by it, they made a fucking movie about it. And you know what happened when they made the nun? Nobody liked nobody liked the movie like that.
No,
Like I watched it and it's not a bad movie. But when you watch The Conjuring, you watch The Nun, like there's two worlds apart. Even when you watch Conjuring 2 and The Nun, it's worlds apart. And that's because you don't know when you let them live in their world. And this is something as actors, I feel like this is what we do. You are living in this world of the character. You know what I mean? We don't need to push them at the forefront because while we watch them live in their life as we do as humans, we all grow. Every day we grow as humans. We learn something new, we grow. We can watch them grow and learn and develop without forcing it. You know what I mean? Let it happen naturally over the time of the script. You know what I mean? A good actor will develop the character. Good writing will especially develop the character.
yeah,
You don't need to shove them in the freaking the forefront and like you were saying and kind of just overdo it and take away from the world. We love the world of it. It's like we love the characters too, but now you are pulling us out of this vibe and this dream world that we're in, and you're putting us into like their drama. You know what I mean?
There is such thing as too much of a good thing, and there's some things that, like you said, just need to be left alone, which is why sequels don't work. You know, or some of them do. But a lot of sequels don't work. Why they're crap, or remakes don't work. Right? Sometimes
I think that's why people have so much expectations for the third.
Yeah,
because maybe
100%.
It wasn't as best. Like you said, the first one is such a hard movie to touch. So that's why it's the second movie. It's not a bad movie in any means, but it is so hard to touch the first one.
Yep.
And it's like I think a lot of people expected the same thing with the third. Like either it was going to be better than the second or just as good, and it was just a letdown for some people.
Definitely not great. So you need to watch it. I would watch it. Check it out. But the Nun though. Back to the Nun.
Yeah.
I feel like another thing too. When you watch the Nun, it takes away from that scene in The Conjuring, because now you know everything about it. Like, oh, that's where it came from. It's what it did. What made that so scary is the mystique, the mysterious aspect to it. Right?
Who is this lady?
It's like, bro, that was a creepy scene, dude. You see the painting turn into the way that they shot that was so awesome, bro. It was awesome. So, but let's say like. So now if you watch The Nun and you don't like it, it takes away from that scene because you're like, oh, it's The Nun.
And that's something about The Conjuring that I really think they do is like something in real life that we don't realize. People like when you're scared, like they do it a lot in movies. Like people look around. If you hear something but you can't see it, like that's something truly scary for somebody. Knowing something's happening and you can't do anything, you can't because you can't see it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And what I love about The Conjuring is a lot of their shots, they play into that factor of like you are the camera, like you are looking here. And it's not like they cut. They literally like pull up the camera and turn it to the other side to like almost as if you are turning around and like who's behind me. Like I just think they're so smart, dude. And that is why that franchise is done so well.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that's why those first two movies I think are some of the best horror, like created horror movies. You know what I mean? Best made horror movies we've ever seen when it comes to the technical aspect of things. So yeah, I'm with you 100%, dude. It's a beautiful franchise, and I can see why it's your number one. It's sexy, but for me, dude, it can't beat out my favorite horror franchise, which you already know is Halloween. I grew up with this franchise. The first horror movie I ever watched was Halloween 4. I love it. It's my baby. I love everything about it. That's why being able to talk to James Dew Courtney was such an incredible experience, and getting to interview him. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween, I don't even know where to start. Halloween 1 is the best, is like I said, my second favorite movie of all time. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. It's so well done. There's no negative aspect about this film. It's beautifully executed. It was so unique and so different. It impacted horror audiences like we've never seen before. The closest thing to it could possibly be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the OG one. That one had a pretty big impact on the audience as well.
I do want to say that was my original number 5, was Texas Chainsaw.
The reason I didn't put it on there is because I haven't seen enough of them. I've seen the first 2, and I've seen all the new ones.
I'm like very similar. I'm very similar.
So I've seen the remake, the prequel to the remake, and then Texas 3D or whatever. I've seen those.
Yeah. I think we might have seen like the exact same 3.
Probably.
I might have seen 2. But I've seen the same ones as you, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, no, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's actually the first one's so wild. And that one is like I said, had a pretty big impact on the audiences because it was like this real life. The way that they try to play the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like it wasn't based off a true story, but they tried inside the movie it was, if that makes sense. So it wasn't really based off a true story, but they tried to play it like that, which kind of made it more scary. And audiences didn't know what was going on, dude. They were freaking out. They thought it was based off a real thing. So it had a pretty big impact on it. Halloween was the same thing because, it was just the way it was shot. It was these babysitters, you know what I mean? And the babysitter audience was, they were like, dude, this can happen to me. This can happen to anybody. The POV shots was super, super unique and different. The music was something that they've never heard before. Just the visuals overall were incredible. The kid killing the sister in the opening scene, that was Scream before it was Scream. You know what I mean? That was, the Scream's known for its opening scene, but Halloween did it first with that opening scene, bro.
It did it first.
It did it first, dude. And it's executed so well and surprised so many audiences. Just the characters, man, everything about that first movie is incredible, and that kind of goes to the rest of the franchise. This franchise does have duds. It 100% does. You go to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, you go to Resurrection, you go to Halloween 5. There are some bad ones in here, for sure. But you also have Halloween 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Halloween, H2O. I actually really like H2O. I don't know if you do or not. But I like H2O. I like the new trilogy they did, except for Halloween Ends.
I can't remember which one is H2O because I think I've seen it.
That's where Jamie Lee Curtis comes back, and she's at the school, and Michael Myers has like the big eyes. He looks like this, looking at people.
Is that the one where they did like a CGI scene in it?
Oh, the CGI mask?
Yes.
Looks like an alien? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, Dude, I've seen it.
People make like the best comparison.
I don't think it's that bad.
What?
H2O.
H2O is good.
The CGI. No, yeah, I think
CGI
that was
is horrible.
I think that was kind of bad.
People make the best comparison with H2O though, and it's my big problem with it. Is it looks like if Michael Myers walked onto set of like Dawson's Creek. You know what I mean? It's like Scream. If like Halloween was made in the Scream universe, you know what I'm saying? Very clean, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So like that's the vibe that you get from watching Halloween H2O, and it's why it's so different. It's a standout. Mm-hmm. But I like the remake. Actually really like Rob Zombie's Halloween. I never liked it growing up, but I watched it recently and I can respect it a little bit more. The second one I'm not a fan of. I liked 2018, loved Kills and Ends.
I really loved Kills.
I think
I've seen 2018 and Kills. Is it all the same night, correct?
Yep. All the same night. And then Ends is the big.
I just never saw
originally,
Ends.
You're not missing much. Originally, no. Listen, I respect Ends for what it was, man. Ends, David Gordon Green is an experimental director. He loves to experiment with things, and he just wanted to make a different type of movie, and it was more of a romance story, and that's what kind of threw me off. But I think he wanted to make it in correlation with the OG trilogy for Halloween, which was Halloween 1, 2, and then the third one was the Season of the Witch, which is like an anthology movie. It has nothing to do with Michael Myers. After the first two movies, John Carpenter was like, hey, we're done. Let's just make this an anthology franchise of a bunch of different stuff. Kind of like Creepshow. And they didn't do it. Did horrible in the box office, and they brought Michael back for Halloween 4. But Season of the Witch is a really good film, and I think that's what they're going to go for in this movie. They wanted to do a different type of movie, and I think that's why they wanted to kind of do that.
And I think that's something that you even said. It's like just because it's the last one. Like if it had not been the last one, I don't think it would have been as much of a problem. But like when you're ending the series on this note, go classic. You know what I mean? That's just all I have to say. You should go classic at that point.
I had a lot of problems with it, but it was still a beautiful film. I mean, David Gordon Green is incredible. James killed it. Jamie Lee Curtis, they all did really, really good job in it. But Halloween Kills is a very underrated movie. I don't understand why people hate it. I freaking love it. And it's overall really, really good franchise. But Halloween 4 is the OG for me. It's the first one I watched, and I had nightmares growing up of the rooftop chase scene. I don't know when the last time you've seen it is, Brayden, but you have Michael chasing Jamie Lloyd up on a roof, dude, and she's like tripping on the, what do you call it? The things on the roof. The little boards up there or whatever. She's tripping.
Scaffolding, but not like scaffolding.
No, I forgot the name of it, but Michael's chasing her. He's slipping a little bit too. It's just like, it's so scary, bro. And oh my God. And you got Rachel. Halloween 4 is great, but just everything about it, the masks, the score, it's just a fun franchise. And unlike Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, I can watch the bad movies.
I agree.
And sit down and just kind of get through them a little bit. Even though
not just feel like
some
so
bad
like
ones,
like it just doesn't feel, I don't know, and I don't want to be a dick, but like so stupid. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like their bad movies feel as stupid, and that's like it just feels more like a bad movie than a stupid movie. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I feel that. I feel that 100%. Yeah, there's some crazy ones. There's some crazy ones, but like you said, you can appreciate the badness.
Like,
you know,
it was just at least it was a badness. Like there's certain movies with like even like Friday. I've just sat there and like, why did you even do it? Like, why? Who the fuck was back there and was just like, this is a good idea?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Never felt like that. Tried something different. Yeah. No, yes. I feel it. Yeah.
I understand what they did with the anthology and stuff. Like that makes sense. Right. Honestly, I think that like it's something at this point that would have done better nowadays.
Oh, 100%.
Now that we have the streaming services and
yes,
mini series are kind of more of a thing.
And speaking about that too, that's like, that's like a big thing I actually kind of want to talk about. I don't know, I might do a YouTube video on it, I'm not sure. Like, where does the Halloween franchise go from here? What I would love to see, dude, I would love to write just a treatment of this too and see. I don't think it'll get picked up, but do like a Dr. Loomis type thing where Dr. Loomis, Dr. Loomis, who's the psychiatrist,
the old guy?
yeah. Like do a series with him, trying to like, dealing with his different patients.
Yeah.
And then at the end of season 1, Michael comes in and he has to deal with Michael. And all of season 2 is Michael. You know what I mean?
And that's it. I was just about to go there and be like a Michael child. Like we know a little bit, but we don't know enough. And I remember,
I listen. I'm
it's
very
something we
about
spoke
this
on earlier.
I hate knowing more about Michael Myers, but it's at the point where I just want new content. Like there's not a lot of places you can go.
It's at the point where they've ended it.
Right,
it's okay now because it's over. You know what I mean?
Just give us.
If they go and try, they go and try and like revive Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael in another 5 years after they did a series, then it'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
They're gonna be like walking around their cane and stuff, man.
But like now that it's kind of like even like when you look at Stranger Things, like it is almost okay to go and venture off into like the really deep end of things because we've already.
Yeah, who cares if you mess it up? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the point. Who cares if you mess it up, dude? Like,
it's already done so well.
And
you're
then
already the goat.
And they're gonna mess it up anyway. Like telling Michael's backstory. I want to be the one to do it. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to have control of it. So like that's why I want to have fun with it. So, but no, I would love to have some kind of anthology like that where maybe there's some other stuff going on in Haddonfield, or I don't know. You could just have some fun with it. But that's kind of my view on where the franchise should go there. But no, yeah, man, love Halloween. It's my number 1. So there you go, baby. Our top 5 horror franchises. I'm going to kind of read off mine. I'll let Brayden read off his. Mine goes number 5, Friday the 13th. Number 4, Scream. Number 3, Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 2, Conjuring. And number 1, Halloween.
5, we got Terrifier. Then we got Halloween at 4, Saw at 3, Insidious at 2, and The Conjuring at 1.
Yes, sir. Stop playing,
yes,
baby. Love to see it. Love to see it. But yeah, no, man, that's gonna be it for today's episode, man. Episode 12 of Actors POV, or 13, right?
13.
Oh God, 13 of Actors POV.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, stop playing. That's actually that's perfect, bro. What the heck? That's great.
Right?
There you go. See, it's meant to be.
But
no, I really appreciate y'all.
List.
Yeah, yeah, for you. And for me.
Yeah, for me.
I'm going to respect
top fiver. We got top fiver.
Yeah, we got it. But no, we really appreciate all the support, you guys. Seriously, does mean a lot, man. Big announcement happened last Tuesday. We have a Patreon. It's Actors POV. We already have one patron. Big shout out to my boy Rafe. You guys can definitely go check us out. We have 2 different tiers.
Boy Rafe,
my
dude.
guy. We have 2 different tiers. So first tier is, I think it's $5 a month. You basically can make us review any movie you want us to, and we'll do a review just for you guys on Patreon. You guys won't be able to see it on here. It'll only be on there, so we post it on there. We take requests from you guys, and since we only have one guy right now at the moment, your movie will be made pretty quick. We'll get that review out to you guys. So that's $5 a month. We'll get the movie review thing for you. And then the tier number 2, which also includes tier number 1.
This is my favorite tier.
The movie request. This is my favorite tier too. We get to do a live stream with you guys. So we're gonna pick a date. We'll do like every 2 times a month or something like that.
Like 2 weeks.
And
yeah, that's so funny. Every 2 weeks, 2 times a month.
That's perfect. There you go, baby. Every 2 weeks, 2 times a month, however you want to say it. And we're gonna hop on, and it's not gonna be like a structured podcast like this. We're literally gonna sit down and talk movies with you guys. And just relax, anything, bro. And
acting knowledge.
Acting.
You want to tell us about your acting.
Yeah, man.
You want to talk about our acting.
Dude,
you want to talk about Johnny Depp's acting.
Anything, baby. So it's literally just going to be sitting down talking with you guys like a true like kind of podcast thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So me and Brayden are excited about that. So get ready for that, man. That's going to be on Patreon. So make sure you guys go check out our Patreon, man. Link is going to be in the description down below. Definitely go check it out. Even if you don't want to, get a thing, if you can follow us on there, that'd be great. And just kind of support the pod, man. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. But yeah, no, really, really do appreciate you guys, man. If you're watching on YouTube, give this video a like, comment down below your top 5 horror franchises and what you thought of Evil Dead Rise and the acting news we talked about. Also, give this video a like, man. It really does mean a lot. Helps us out. Share it to your friends. Let your friends know about the potty. We'd love to see it, baby.
If you don't share it, I know, and I'm crying every time you don't share it. He
does
I cry.
know, man. He sees the analytics, bro.
And I cry, bro.
He does. You don't want to see Brayden crying. It's pretty sad. It's depressing. Not good at all. But anyway, if we love you guys, man, I really do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys next week when we review
Flash?
Guardians?
Is it Guardians or Guardians?
Flash is in July. I think it's Guardians.
Dude, Flash comes out tomorrow.
Flash doesn't come out tomorrow, bro.
Dude, hold on, everybody. Dude, hold up.
It would come out on Tuesday, Brayden.
Dude, what did I just see for tomorrow then? What?
Is it true?
Dude, it comes out tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow. I wanted to, dude, I've been wanting to ask you this when we ended the episode. Yeah, you see a little sneak peek. I was going to say, are we doing Flash next week? It comes out freaking tomorrow. Yeah, dude. I saw a trailer this morning and I was like,
on
tomorrow?
a Tuesday?
Tomorrow.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. That movie's coming out like that quick.
Because Guardians comes out on what? I thought that came out early May.
Next week. Yeah, sorry, it's next week. Right? Yeah, next week. It's next Friday. Oh my dude, that's crazy, bro. Okay, so I don't know.
So
Brayden, we got to go watch that movie like these next couple days in the morning.
Tomorrow.
Yes. No, seriously, we need to watch it like in the morning. So, here's what we're going to do, guys. For next week's episode, we're going to go watch the movie. We're going to release the movie review probably in the next couple days after we watch it, probably like Thursday or something. And then we will release the whole episode with like all the whole podcast episode with the segment and all that stuff on like how we normally do, Monday at 1:00. So that's how we're going to do it. So the movie review will be out before the actual main episode. So be ready for that. That's crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Why on a Tuesday, though?
That weirded me out, too. That's why when you said it tomorrow, I was like, dude, there's no way. Like, he makes such a good point. But I swear I just saw a trailer. Dude.
I would have bet all my money you were wrong, too. That's crazy,
dude,
dog.
I know. I just saw a trailer, and I was like, yo, what the fuck?
I've never seen a movie released on a Tuesday. Like, ever.
And especially, like, that big of a movie.
DC.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. We'll see you guys, man. Next. Hey, make sure you get the bell notification so you're notified when we release that movie review for The Flash. Also, go follow us on our Instagram. Our Instagram's right above us. It's right up here, right above you, Brayden. Yeah, right up there. You can go watch or go ahead and follow us on Instagram, and also our Instagram we have for the podcast, Actors POV Pod. I think that's the name of it on Instagram.
And TikTok.
So go check it out. And on TikTok.
Don't forget.
Got some TikToks. So go check it out, man. But we love you guys. Really do appreciate the support. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. We love you.
And we're back. Brayden just screwed us all over. I'm playing, man. Hey,
I hate my life.
Dude, you look up when the Flash is supposed to, like, Flash release date says April 25th, 2023. But then you go down to, like, the people also ask thing and click on one of the things, and it says CinemaCon. So I think there's a new trailer coming out tomorrow.
For CinemaCon. Or they might just be debuting it there.
Or debuting it there, right? And then
how they do it, like Air with like.
It's so stupid, bro.
Dude, I'm sorry to everybody that I just I gave everybody a little heart on there about a good film, man. Jeez, dude, I'm so upset right now. Literally, Logan was like, "There's no way," and we're sitting there. I'm feeling so humble, and then all I hear is, "Dude, it comes out June 16." I'm like, "What?" And then I looked it up too, bro.
But still, they need to fix that because you look up literally the Flash release date and it says Flash release date April 25th, 2023.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
So screwed.
And also, you click on some of the websites and it still says release date 2023. Or, April 25th. Like, it makes no sense.
Comes out release date?
Yeah. Release date 2020 or April 25th, 2023. So, like, I don't understand what they're going for there. It makes no sense. They need to fix it. But we're going to watch Sisu. Was it?
Sisu or whatever.
Sisu, yeah, it's a war movie we're gonna be watching. It actually looks really cool, so be ready for that this week. But I know you thought the episode was over. We came back. You got to see our sexy faces again.
I had to come back. So. I felt too.
Yeah, too bad.
I felt ashamed.
Also helps me with editing. So yeah. I don't gotta actually put a disclaimer on the top, so I'd love to see it. But no, we love y'all, man. See you next week. We watch Sisu.
Have a good one, guys.
See y'all.
Enjoy Sisu.